Ready?
Yeah.
Alright. We're live.
Hey guys, what's up? Ariana here, Director of Ops. Luis.
I'm Luis. I'm the viral director. You guys have seen me in every show. So, not every show, almost everyone.
Yeah, so today we're going to teach you guys and really go over and answer a lot of questions on how to get clients and go viral. So we're going to show you guys a video about Ryan speaking about it at his last speaking engagement. So, yeah.
I like that.
So Ryan's currently doing a podcast in San Diego and doing a mastermind afterwards. So that's why he couldn't make it to the live, but he'll be on the next one. We might even have a surprise guest on the next one. Is it confirmed yet?
Yeah, it's confirmed. So, yeah, we'll probably have a surprise guest for you, but we'll keep that a secret till next Wednesday.
Okay. And let's give people like 3 minutes or so before we start playing it. Just let them roll in.
Yeah. So what's happening today? How are you guys doing?
Yeah, how are you guys
well.
doing? I'm doing good.
Yeah, doing good. Busy day. Always busy. Happy to be here though.
Yeah, they're asking where's everybody from? Vegas, St. Pete. Yeah, 3 St. Pete people.
Nice.
St. Pete, it's where it's at.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think, like, how's the presentation going? Lewis was, like, kind of editing the whole thing.
I think it's done.
It is?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm curious. Just let me know when you're on it.
So we're gonna play the presentation right now.
How I got 100 million views on TikTok, and you can too.
Let me know when do I play it.
Yeah, just play it. Ask also the chat if the audio is good, and if they have questions, they can comment down below. We will stop the video once in a while and basically answer questions too.
Yeah, any questions you guys have, just drop them in the chat. We're gonna stop during the presentation so we get Q&A from you guys. So this is gonna be an engaging presentation. And is the audio good or does it sound weird? Just give it a
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, there we go.
Share the workout plan. Little Smokey's coaching me right now. All right, let me know when I'm ready to share the presentation.
Yeah, it's ready. Just make it full screen and play.
All right, we're going live.
I have been an early adopter of TikTok. I love TikTok. I think it's one of the most amazing platforms. It's not the best platform to make money from. So if everybody's like, I'm going to get rich on TikTok, you're probably not. But if you want to actually be relevant in the world today, TikTok's where it starts. It's way cooler than Instagram, in my opinion, because Instagram just copies them. It's cooler than YouTube Shorts because you can grow on here a lot faster, and then those people will eventually find you on YouTube. And I don't know anywhere else that you can get 100 million views and be a normal guy. And that is what I've been able to accomplish in the last year. So this is a screenshot from a software that just tells you how many views you get on TikTok. You can type in any account. Since I started this, I've gotten 116,300,209 views. I've posted 1,196 videos. I am a huge believer in consistency.
And just to do a quick little poll, how many videos have you guys posted? Because Ryan has been able to achieve over 100 million views because of the insane volume that we've posted. So just drop it in the chat. Let me know how many videos you guys have posted so far, because that is most likely a reflection of your total views.
Yeah. Also, people are asking, where is Ryan? And that is a good question. we should explain it again.
Yeah, we'll explain it one more time. So Ryan is currently in San Diego. He's on the Rich Summers podcast today. And so we're filling in for Ryan. We're the two of the closest people to Ryan. We're with Ryan all day, every day. And so we can answer a lot of your questions on behalf of him. But we're going to be watching this video together. This was his recent keynote speaking engagement at the Super Coach Summit that was in Washington, D.C. So, yeah, this was a huge hit. This was an exclusive event. So only a couple of hundred people were able to see and learn from Ryan on a personal level. So this was recorded for you guys, so we wanted to share this with you as well.
Yeah, we should also explain what you guys do so that they can ask specific questions to your job title and what you're actually doing in the company.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I joke around and say, well, I do everything, but I am the operations director, so I do everything from manage the short form agency. I do all of the SOPs, processes from start to finish, client management, everything. So, it is that joke, but yeah, I mean, operations is the heart and soul of the company. And so everything, whether that's any growth and strategies, we're looking at finances, how to manage your team, who to hire, how to correctly place people. I'm a big believer, and my quote is, people and processes are everything. And so if you want to actually grow and scale and make money from your business, you need to focus on the people and processes, because you can have the best idea in the world, but if you don't have the right people and you don't have a good, clean process, you're going to be in a vicious cycle. So that's what Ryan brought me here to do. My previous experience was in healthcare IT, so I would build hospital systems all across the United States and Hawaii. And so, yeah, with my knowledge with operations in the corporate world, I was able to be recruited by Ryan, kind of change directions in my career to help him grow and scale. So, yeah, Luis.
Yeah, I mean, she's being very humble. Ryan and I were we started the company together, but I was the first person to ever edit videos that he hired, and I've been mostly the viral director. When we go to clients, I help them with the filming, or sometimes go by myself. When it comes to analytics, I'm the one that's always hunting down, stalking topics, looking at people's podcasts, doing all the nerdy analytical stuff. That's all me. Coming up with ideas on the spot, that's all me. All the emails sent, that's through me. And prior to Ariana, we didn't have any system. As far as there was no SOPs, there's no organization when it comes to schedules. Everything was kind of just being muscled down, because Ryan and I can do good work, but we needed some order, and that's what she brought into the house. But you guys are asking, what is the software being used for the analytics? It's called BuzzLytics, B-U-Z-Z Lytics. And yeah, let's keep playing it. We have currently 4 main editors. 5.
We have 2 senior editors. So our senior editors oversee our creative editors, and our creative editors, they do the day-to-day editing, the viral editing. So they're able to edit in viral and meet our expectations. They're all over the world. And then our senior editors, they oversee the creative editors. So what I've done is I pinpointed the 2 best editors on the team who have the most experience, and I gave them teams. So I was able to break it up into two teams, and each senior creative editor has their team of creative editors underneath them. So they get the true time and attention they need, while giving our senior editors a break from being in the weeds editing, and allowing our creative editors to learn and grow from our senior editors, while also making sure that, all of our non-negotiable checklists, there's no spelling errors, everything is up to par, especially with client expectations. So when it's ready to post, it's already been kind of bulletproofed that way through our senior editors. So, yeah.
Okay, let's jump right into it. Huh?
Keep going.
I don't like that floor right there. But everybody in this room is what I would consider probably more dedicated than these people outside of this room. You guys are all fitness professionals. How many people in here actually have abs right now? Wow. Okay, so, and how many people are 5 pounds away from having abs at any given time? Okay, so I was looking at statistics before I came up here, and 2% of the American population has abs. So if you were even near close to it, you're better than the world, on that regard. And also 6% of America has made $1 million. So it is easier to make $1 million than to get abs. It's a lot easier to make videos than to do both of those two. But everybody here is set up for success, because if you can obviously achieve abs, or even remotely close to that, you're going to do okay making videos. So please don't take what I say today and just implement it. I'm going to give you guys an entire year-long strategy, and I'm going to break down what it's going to cost you guys.
All right, so Fitzy is asking, what do I think about that stat of 2% in America has abs, and is that what he said?
Or less than 6%.
So, yeah, 2% of Americans have abs, and 6% of Americans are a millionaire. So, it's easier to make $1 million than to get abs.
So, I as someone that has had abs before, it was pretty simple as long as you're able to do boring stuff, like just repetitive daily stuff.
Like what?
Like walking, eating the same food, a little bit less food every week. Like, I'm a numbers guy, so I tracked it. And I was just walking and doing my workout, like just making sure I was stronger every week, like one more rep or one more set. So it's pretty linear and simple. It's just the results are not fast or exciting.
Yeah.
But I think it's the same principle with making money, though, especially when it comes to business. Like, there's a lot of parts where we're building and then things get stagnant, but stagnant doesn't mean bad. It's just like we created a system and it's moving, like, good. Like, let's not break it. And then, I don't know, where, like, there's a hockey stick going up.
You gotta trim the fat, though. Right?
Yeah. Is the audio sounding good? I hear a little static.
Yeah, static in the headphones? It should be good.
It's good now. Maybe it was your phone near the things.
It could be. Well, I'll be careful.
But what do you guys think? What's easier, making money or getting abs?
Yeah, or cutting reels. I mean, that's the same thing. Or doing the boring videos.
Yeah, editing videos.
Yeah, but let's jump right back into it, or?
Let's go.
Because I don't believe anybody in this room should edit their videos themselves. To use a service like me, I am very expensive. There are lower quality people doing what I do. I've created a whole industry of people that copied us. But what matters is not the editing. What matters is you guys filming the videos and how you talk. You need to learn how to speak short form language, or as I call it, speaking TikTok. And you also, which is going to make everyone in this room very uncomfortable, you don't need to talk about fitness. Of all the people that Cav just said we have worked with, and probably everybody on the internet that you follow right now, the videos that you enjoy are not about their training philosophy. It's about their personality. Like Stan's passion for salt, that's probably what you like about Stan. Like, Hermosi, he really likes Chipotle. Like Grant Cardone, like he has a jet and he's obnoxious. So if you start breaking down the people that you follow and look at it from a bigger perspective, not just like, oh, if I had to make the next workout video, I'm going to get famous. No. It's you guys need to talk about what you guys actually like and what you're about and your values and your beliefs. And Natalia touched on earlier today, about being you. Like everybody in here, the only thing, you guys are all doing rehash fitness programs. That's the truth. Nobody's unique. The internet, you steal, remodel some stuff, put it out there. It's only the last person who created something. And the internet doesn't care. They want to take a program and go to the gym. But what a lot of people, especially fitness coaches and real estate professionals and all this, don't understand when they're making content is the more niche content you make, it gives people, once somebody buys their first house, which statistically nobody's a real estate investor. They buy one house, maybe two in their lifetime. After I buy a house, I don't give a shit about fucking real estate people no more. Why am I going to follow you? When somebody stops doing your program and moves on to the next, unless they like you as a person, they don't care about you anymore. They stick around for your personality and your values and your beliefs and the interests that you guys all share together. So with that said, I kind of came up with this philosophy.
Actually, I'm going to stop there.
Yeah.
Context on the presentation. This is all, we're talking to a room of personal trainers here who are online coaches as well. So meaning that they have nutrition programs and workout programs that they sell online through coaching apps or phone calls. So that's why he's always going to be referring to fitness topics. But like he's saying, like it's always personality driven topics and videos that you guys should be making. I know we preach don't just do niche videos every single time that we do a live. Like just talk about what you're interested in, what really shows your personality, because that's ultimately what people are buying.
Right. And I can piggyback off of that. I mean, I was giving an example today to my nutrition coach, and she is really passionate about nutrition. And so she asked me today, should I keep making content about exercising? And I said, yes, because number one, you're passionate about it. You're good at it. You have abs. You have abs. And so, it's aspirational. And I think that's something to be said. It's like, how do I get that body? And then it leans into nutrition, which is her what she's really good at and what she coaches. So it really does come down to, you don't need a hard sell, but your personal brand is everything. And if people know you, like you, and trust you, you could sell anything and your audience will buy because you've already gained that trust. So start thinking about what you're really passionate about. And when you're going on your rants, just start recording, because people are going to start listening. And it's better to listen when people are heated or, you know, they're going off, right? Rather than, hey, today we're going to talk about so-and-so, you've already lost me. But if someone's like, I'm pissed, like, you'll never believe what happened today, someone did so-and-so, they're going to watch that video. So
yeah. And Money Kitchen has 2 comments. One, he said we were buzzing. We're not drinking, so that's not a good sign.
So it's still buzzing?
That was maybe like 5 minutes before, so hopefully it's fixed now.
Yeah, I changed a couple things. It should be better now.
And he said, I heard abs help you make millions. So I do think that, having abs, it is an aspirational quality. Like, you can show off your body, like, at the beach or whatever, and take different pictures. So it is something that we can all do.
I think there's a direct correlation between having abs and making $1 million, because some of the common themes are you're consistent, right? Like, there's going to be days, I'm sure, when, you know, in the process of getting abs, or like, you know, I really don't feel like eating asparagus and chicken today, but I'm going to do it anyway. Same thing in your business. There are little housekeeping things that we're like, you know, we don't feel like doing, but we're going to get done. And just being consistent, you know, if you want to make a lot of money, you have to be consistent. So, yeah, I think there's a direct correlation.
It's Serge, by the way, from the mastermind that's asking that.
Oh, hey, Serge.
And it is your phone that's doing the buzzing.
It is my phone?
Yeah.
Like, for real? Like,
when it's close, yeah.
Oh, like, for real?
For real, for real.
Dang it.
Yeah. But
well, I guess I watched the live stream somewhere else.
We'll jump back in the presentation.
Yep.
But any questions, you guys drop them on the chat. Oh, there's no audio. I don't have audio. There's no audio.
That is Brandon Carter. I didn't even get my second social proof there. So this is working right now. And these are my accounts. I don't really show any of my clients' results. The only one that really enjoys that is Brandon Carter. He's on the internet as King Keto. His numbers just shit all over mine because we did 100 million views for him last quarter. Like, you know, if anybody's seen a Brandon Carter video, he teaches personal trainers how to make $10,000 a month. And his most popular video is about when he was an underwear model. And how P. Diddy would not give him the underwear. 10 million views. And from that video, he got like 20,000 followers. So these are my accounts right now. These screenshots were taken. It's actually better now because I went viral twice yesterday. So these would be bigger if I waited till to put the screenshots up today. The one on the left is TikTok, this one right here is TikTok, 14 million views. The one in the middle is Instagram, 5.2 million. The one in the middle is YouTube, 1.2 million. And the other one is Facebook, which, if you guys don't realize it, Facebook is like a silent powerhouse right now. Nobody realizes it. Facebook, out of all those, is paying me around $2,500 a month on average. I don't do anything. It's linked to my Instagram. The same videos go on both.
I think that's also.
And it just, you know, it's off.
Can ask like the viewer where they spend the most time. Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. What app do you guys use the most?
And why?
Yeah.
Why do you believe?
Also, do you guys know how to access the analytics? 'Cause I feel like that's something Ryan and I always speak on. Like, just check the analytics, because it tells you what's working on your account and what's not. If you guys don't, we can touch on that, how to access them and everything.
Yeah.
But let's go back to the presentation.
I'm going to be happy when it pays my mortgage. Like, that's my goal for Facebook. So you guys take a picture of this, because everything you're told on the internet doesn't matter. And I'll go through this, and the internet really loves this slide. It just got 100,000 views like 3 days ago. And they said that, well, you didn't share what does matter. And just so you guys are clear, the internet's fucking stupid. The shit that does matter is the exact opposite of this. So hashtags, you don't need them. We've made over 1,000 viral videos on TikTok. Not a single one of them had hashtags. Posting times, we post all day long. We're a little more structured now. But when I started the company, there was like 3 of us editing videos, myself, Luis, and Savannah. We would edit till like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. We were editing like 7 to 10 videos a day. We would finish editing at like 4 a.m. and then post the video. And then wake up and it would get 1 million views. We've been ahead a couple of days and maybe posted at a normal time and the video would get 1 million views. We've also posted it, we forgot to post. And be like, oh shit, and then posted 2 videos. And the one that was gonna get 1 million views still got 1 million views. Point of this is it doesn't matter what time you post. If it's a good video, it's going to get views no matter what because everyone's trying to figure out the algorithm. The algorithm just wants to put content that keeps people on the platform for longer. So if you make a video and it holds somebody's attention, doesn't matter when you post it, the algorithm is going to show it to people because it keeps them on the platform. Posting.
And let's talk about posting times because they really don't matter. That is something that we decided to just stop stressing about early on. And lots of clients have always approached us like, hey, can we post at 5 p.m., 3 p.m., very specific time frames because that is more for them. They like to be able to see their phone and check a time frame. So if you ever work with a client that wants specific times, things to be posted at, that's cool. You can either work with that or you can just tell them like, hey, let me be independent and I have your best interest in what I'm doing, so let's just post when I think it's more optimized. But it's nice to post before 8 p.m. because like most people like to go to bed watching one of their videos.
Right.
So that's kind of like a rule that I go by. So let's keep going.
Multiple times a day. We've posted as little as 1 time a day on my account, as many as right now we're posting 9 videos a day. And I'm going to talk through that strategy in a second because once you start posting 9 videos a day, you're a video creator full time. And a lot of people in this room, if you really want to grow a following on social media, you have to understand that you're not fitness coaches anymore, you're content creators. Because the only way you're going to be fitness coaches is if you build an audience to sell your shit to. You have to have an audience. The easiest thing in the world to do right now is to create a product. Everybody in this room probably has a product, probably has a service, probably has a philosophy. That's easy. It took 1,196 videos to get a following from me. On YouTube, we counted, it was 190 videos until I got my first 1 million views. I mean, you guys are very dedicated. You'll eat the same chicken and broccoli for 190 days. Will you post a video every day for 190 days? So it's a consistency. Because at the end of this, it's not if, it's when. But most people just don't make it long enough. So lastly, staying within your niche. I kind of touched on this already. You don't need to stay within your niche. In fact, the least that you talk about working out, I promise you the more money you're going to make. It doesn't make any sense logically, but if you just tried it for 30 days, I guarantee you will make the same, if not more money. Because people are like, man, I really didn't know, I knew you were like an avid pickleball player, but I really didn't think you were that avid, and I love pickleball too. I do it on my side. How do I make a program with pickleball and get jacked at the same time? Can you help me with that? You talk about pickleball, it's a hobby. It's not fitness, it kind of is. Same thing with I didn't know you homeschooled your kids. I share that value too. How do you pay for it? What does it cost you? Next thing you know, you're having a DM conversation. It's like, oh yeah, how do you afford that? Oh, well, I'm a fitness coach. Cool. Oh, I need help with this. Reposting your videos. If you guys are familiar with ads, how many people run ads in here? A decent amount. When you have an ad that is driving business, do you put more money onto that ad? Yes? The same thing about a video. If you have a video that gets 1 million views, post it as many times as possible. Now we've got a little, we work with a lot of clients. Clients don't necessarily always like this. If we post the same video, but you can literally post that same video 7 days in a row. And it's going to get views every single time. It's like when you buy when you buy an album on Spotify or your favorite artist releases a new album, how often do you listen to their favorite songs?
So what is the pushback?
If there's any Morgan Wallen fans in here, how many times do you listen to Last Night? If it works, you keep posting it.
So, how many of you guys repost videos? Because that is a hidden technique, basically, that you guys are not maximizing. Just because a video doesn't perform the first time, you just need to arrange a little bit. Maybe change the hook. The first 2 seconds might be boring, so you put them at the end, so the video loops. You just have to get creative, and that is one thing that I spend most of the day doing, just strategizing how the videos can be optimized. What changes can we make? And not staying with your niche. Two ways for you to get maybe more comfortable, kind of figuring out what your people might be into. It's one, ask what TV shows they watch. That'll give you insight into their personality. And the other thing, if they're open to it, have them show you their credit card spending. Because you'll get to see really what they put their money in. And what grocery stores they go to. Is it a Whole Foods or is it a dollar store or something? You want to see the contrast. Where are they going?
And why?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if you know what their habits are like, then you can like really use that when you're speaking and like optimize like the actual language that they want to hear.
Right.
And you relate so much more to them. And posting multiple times a day. Right now I'm posting like 9 times a day for Ryan. It is a lot, but we're testing a lot of variations, which we're going to touch on at the end of the presentation, like split testing content. And like I said, reposting. If something works, tweak it a little bit, post it again. It might perform even better. You got anything else to add?
Other than that, I would just say, like, don't be afraid to go outside of your niche. Nothing bad's gonna happen. And you're not gonna confuse anyone. Like I said, like we said at the beginning, you know, sharing your passions and, you know, what's gonna bring that light out of you, you're gonna attract more people. And the more people you attract, they're gonna want what you're selling or what your niche is anyway, because they like you. So, yeah, that there seems to be a lot of fear around, I don't want to stop talking about my coaching program. It's like, you know, people want to know other parts of your life.
Yeah, so Money Kitchen is asking what the hell is going on with pickleball. And I think that there's a trend going on, no?
Yeah, so I've never played a pickleball, but I think it's like a tennis look-alike sport.
They're saying this is, you know, the new business hobby too. They're like, it's, you know, it's like the next generation of the golfers. Like, if you want to network, don't go golfing anymore, play pickleball. So I heard that too, and I was like, I mean, if you look at the courts now, they're just filled with, you know, young and old people, to where, yeah, I need to get my butt in pickleball. So
Yeah, actually Sway, who's the guy that closes
Sway.
sales for us, he's an avid pickleball. He's actually, I think last weekend he did a tournament.
is that true, Sway? Has your networking gone up just from being a pickleballer?
Pickleballer.
I want to know what the pickup lines are on the pickleball field.
I heard it gets aggressive.
And Sway is also asking, like, how do you persuade a client to allow you to repost the same video if they object to it? I would just say, like, hey, we're testing different content. Like, especially if it didn't perform the first time, it's like we want to make it work, because I generally think like this piece of content is gonna get views. So I'm just gonna tweak it a little bit, post different variations, not back to back if that is something that they're objecting to, but it's all about just testing and getting them results. Like, people love effort.
Right, and if you have a really good raw file, I mean, it does take work, effort, and energy to produce a video. So you can also say, we want to make sure it reaches its full potential. And this was the first, version 1 wasn't its first potential. Let's try version 2 or 3. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue with the presentation.
I think that deserves some fire emojis in the chat.
Subtitles.
Yeah, guys,
we created
come
the
on.
subtitle industry, which then became a name that I cannot say. You don't need them. I used to think that we were special and like I had this gift of like, I created this amazing editing style. Truth is, I just figured out how to tell people how to talk. You know, you can take away the hashtag. They're like the sprinkles and the icing on a cake. You still need a good cake to put that shit on. You know, so the subtitles are not going to make your shit go viral. Trending audio and sounds, we don't use them at all. You don't need them. In fact, they're more of a liability, because if Sony BMG decides that they don't want that song to be on the app anymore, they're going to take it off, and any video that you have that had that song attached to it is now silenced. Nobody's immune from this. We've had Grant Cardone, and we know this because we used to do it, and then all of a sudden a couple of Grant Cardone's videos no longer had music. And we're like, and these are usually high visible videos as far as they did get a lot of views, because yes, it does help a little bit to give you a boost if there's like a popularity around it, but at the end of the day, now you have a 1 million view video that is silent. And the app doesn't care. They're going to keep showing the video because they, as far as the algorithm goes, it got 1 million views. But now if you get somebody to watch the first video and it's silent, they're like, fuck this guy, he can't even get this audio right. You know, so it's a bad look for the brand.
All right, let's address subtitles in the audio. Subtitles, they generally do not matter, but they do add a professional touch to the video, and I think it's expected from clients. Like, that's just kind of standard now. But as far as performance and the views, like, they generally don't matter as long as you have a well pieced together storyline on your video that's engaging. Like, retention of the viewer is what matters most. You got something to add about the subtitles?
No, not at this time.
No, and
Keep going.
as far as trending audios and sounds, we used to have a music account. It was a country dancing account, and we would always play videos of them dancing with country music in the background. And 5-6 months later, like a few of the videos, the sound got silenced because either the record label bought the artist or something, or they decided to like not make it commercially available. So audio is trending sounds are a liability. So let's continue.
Music at zero volume. I just touched on that. Replying to comments. Sometimes like I troll people, so it's kind of fun, but you don't need to do it. I do it more for social proof, you know, but none of our clients reply to comments because I'm not going to tell Grant to get off his jet to go talk shit to some kid in the comments. Like, filming with a camera or a phone. All of our videos are filmed off the app because you can't scale filming in the app. Like, I can't work with somebody and be like, we need to film 100 videos today, and you're doing it inside the app on the phone. It's too slow. So we filmed everything externally, edited in editing software, started posting it, and then I would see all these videos go, you know, oh, you go viral if you edit inside the app. And we were going viral editing outside the app. So, you know, if you need to edit in the app because you don't have an editing software or a laptop, cool, but it's not going to make or break your videos. And yeah, so that's...
So the editing inside the app used to be a superstition. I don't know who came up with it, that it's supposed to give you a boost in views because like you're using the platform, the app, it's native to it, and like you're using their subtitles and stuff. Like he said, we've never edited a video within the app, and we've gotten over 1,000 videos that got over 1 million views over the 2+ years that we've been doing this. So they don't matter. Is this in Reston Town Center? Is that where it was? It's in Virginia.
Yeah. I'm not too sure specifically the city, but yeah.
And then have you ever edited videos?
I've edited reels, but they're just more I've just found it like I do personally like the reels with the trendy sounds just because they're either funny or I really like the song, or I will create my own reel with a group of pictures that I've had just to kind of remake an experience. Like if you know, if we went on this awesome hike and I spent the whole day with my family in the mountains and I took like 20 pictures, I'm not going to post all 20 pictures. I'm just going to make a quick reel to go in and out of different pictures and put one of my favorite songs on there and then just post it to where it's all about intention, right? I know that this is not going to go viral, but I do want to post it to remember that memory or share it with my current followers because I think it's more entertaining to watch a quick video with multiple different pictures to kind of capture the experience. But if, you know, as far as like editing my own content, no, I haven't dove personally into that. I think that, well, I mean, if I did start, now I know what to do, but yeah, no, I can't say that I have personally edited a viral intentional video. No.
It'll happen.
How about Luis? If you would stop now your Instagram, would you get 1 million views? How do you feel?
I feel like I can.
There you go.
But I'm also massive on testing. But back to what she said, a lot of people make like compilation style videos, like just putting pictures or funny sounds with trending captions, things like that. That is not, like you said, that's kind of like personal content. Like you do it for you. Like you're happy with the end product. You're like, it looks nice on my feed. It's for me. Like you didn't do it with the intention of
I can't even tell you how many views it got because my intention was I don't care. That's not what I was going for. It was like, I just want to share this experience. I don't want these pictures to just live in my camera roll.
Yeah.
I want to post them. But yeah, I mean, going back to this, yeah, I would say just to, you know, I think personality nowadays goes way further than any trending and audio sound. If I were to make one from scratch, I would just go on my rants and just let my personality shine. So
she has great rants, and we'll post the handle after we pause the next moment in the presentation.
Yeah,
but
let's go.
Keep going.
Shit that doesn't matter, and for the shit that does matter, just do the opposite of all that. So this is I've kind of developed a philosophy which a lot of people, it's hard for people that make money on the internet to understand. And this woman, Adley, she created this video. She's a friend of mine now. She was my first client. We took her account from 0 to 1 million followers in around 6 months. She is a prank creator on Facebook. She gets around 1 billion views a month. She's purely entertainment. So like her model is completely different than you guys in this room. But when I was editing her videos, I was under the impression that everybody cares about followers because I'm a marketer. I'm like, followers are the metric that everybody wants. Followers equals sales. I'm like making a report for every month. I'm like, Adley, you gained this many followers this month. And she's like, Ryan, how many views we get? I don't care about followers. How many views we get? And I was like, oh, like 52 million. And she's like, cool, you think we can get 100? I'm like, yeah, well, we'll see. She's like, cool, just keep driving that number up. And what I watched happen over 6 months was all she cared about was views, and the followers kept growing. Whereas everybody in the marketing world cares about followers first, and views, we want the right views. Like, I only want to talk to the right people. She wants to talk to the fucking world. And the byproduct of that is she gets a shit ton of views and everybody loves her. The same is true right now for Brandon Carter. He talks to the world. And then he lets the world filter out who wants to buy his product. It's a complete shift on what everybody teaches, and I understand that even people are like looking at it like, oh, it makes sense, but I'm still not going to do it. Like this is, watch this video that she made.
Trying to grow your followers. The only focus should be on growing your views. That is how we average over 1 billion views every single month and grow over tens of thousands of followers every single week for our branded channels. If you create content with the goal of simply gaining followers or pleasing a certain audience, you will forever be answering to that audience, only creating content that they either approve or disapprove of. You'll be like a puppet. And people pleasing as a content creator and a creative is a very difficult and unfulfilling place to be. You're going for views because the more viral a video goes, the more types of people that it's reaching and the more people are hearing your message or being entertained by you, many of which are going to resonate with it and end up following you. And if you want to make money from your content, try focusing on creating videos that are widely relatable and capture attention to increase your chances of virality, reaching the widest audience possible, and I promise you, you'll get your followers.
There we go.
She makes some of the stupidest videos.
So
that was a perfect way to end that one, Luis.
I was I was watching. I was looking at Ryan's shoulder when he was editing her videos, and they're all prank videos. They're all like the stereotypical husband wife pranking each other. Like you already know they're like plotted and like they're fake. But she even said so. Like the more fake this is, like the more views it gets. So being genuine when it comes to pranks, at least, like it doesn't do you a favor. So the more fake, the better, because it provokes the comments to literally drop a comment saying like, "Oh, this is so fake. Like you're just acting out." And 1 billion views a month is like insane. She has videos on Facebook that have 80 million views, I believe, which is ridiculous. And she makes, I think the videos have to be over 2 or 3 minutes too. So like the retention ability that she has on her videos is insane too. And some videos are like 10 minutes. Like if you go to her TikTok, Adley, Adley, on TikTok, you'll see some videos that are like 7 minutes long, and like you'll watch it all because you want to know what happens at the end.
Right, and I really did like how she specifically said, like, if you only make content to your current followers, you're going to stay in that bubble, and then why would you want to people please just your current followers? So you never know what new blood you can pump into your social media handles by just not going rogue. So
yeah, talk to the world. The more people that find you, the more they'll like you for your personality, and you don't have enough people to talk to right now. Nobody does. Let's keep going.
But if you see on this slide, she has 266.1 million views on a single video. That video was worth around 100 grand for her. Like, and then the second one there, 117 million views. Third one there, 140. So she does this so much that she now takes a percentage of other creators. She finds people that she deems a viral creator, and she basically signs them like an NFL agent, moves them into her house in Nashville, and they do nothing but create these fake viral videos all day long. And she has an 8-figure company. So that she was the one that shifted my whole perspective. I was like, how do I do this with educators? And how do I convince smart people to stop talking about their niches? And that's kind of where we have some frameworks here. So this is called the HEM strategy. Does anybody write and use the Hemingway app at all? Is anybody familiar with the Hemingway app? So the Hemingway app is, if you write anything, you just copy and paste your stuff and you put it in the Hemingway app, and it tells you what level you're writing at, as far as what grade level. The average American reads at a 7th to 8th grade level right now. Like I said, they're stupid.
So Ryan loves to tell everyone that people are stupid, and I'm always rebuttaling that by saying like they're not stupid, they're distracted, because like everything keeps your attention, so it's always a fight for attention. Yeah. And but I mean, people's ability to think critically, it is going down as the more years happen, but I wouldn't call them stupid. But Ryan's making videos, he has to be polarizing. You guys should all use the Hem app just to get a feel for what writing level you're currently writing at, because that'll help you break down your concepts into simpler to understand concepts. Like ideally you want to be like the cool substitute teacher that goes to school and everybody understands the lesson or has fun. If you're just like a college level professor, you're only impressing other people that have degrees, and you're kind of just stroking your ego with like the people in your industry, which is cool if you're trying to impress them, but like to get like a broad reach, a lot of people that will actually pay you, because everyone's kind of beginner, you want to talk to the beginner level, or even further than that, like the people that just don't know but they love how you break down things.
Right. And then also, like, at the end of the day, if you're an expert in your industry, you don't, if you can actually dumb things down for the average person, you're just a better teacher at that point, in my opinion, because you're more relatable and people can understand your concepts. You're not that cool. Like, maybe in your own mind, if you're speaking at genius level, but then only you can understand what's going on in your mind. I think the best teachers are able to break things down easily and be able to translate, this is what this means, but this is an example. So even if you can, I feel like the best thing to do too is, if you have a really difficult concept and you're like, how can I break this down? Like, or how can I simplify this in better words? Just give them an example, in a relatable example. So that'd be my tip.
I agree. Right now, the person that's going to get the most views in social media is going to be the person that can break things down in the simplest, even if they're not qualified or an expert. So there's so many good experts out there that don't get the credit they deserve just because they cannot break things down into how TikTokers understand it. So that is a skill set. Don't feel bad if you currently can't talk like that. Like, it takes time and practice. So just keep practicing, keep breaking things down. If you have a kid, like, it'd probably be like the best feedback you can get, because they'll literally tell you, I don't get it, I don't care, I'm bored.
Right. And another thing, when we actually direct clients, we ask them, can you give me that in bullet point format? Because they'll start going off in rants, and we're already like 2 pages deep, and we're like, okay, like, that was awesome. Can you give me bullet points? Mm-hmm. And then they're like, sure. And then boom, 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 and we're like, perfect. So start thinking in bullet points if you have a really great concept. That's what we teach.
Great insight.
Or distracted, as Luis likes to tell me, because I'm a bully on the internet, at least how I talk. So when we started working with some of the smartest people, trying to get them to get their message dumbed down is very, very hard, because most people talk at the level at which they are at right now. So when you're filming videos, like if you're PhD level Stan, you're really smart. If you're me trying to talk about the same shit, I'm not that level. So it's like, I get bored, I don't understand, I swipe away. So how do you come to a common ground with people, with a mass quantity of people? Well, you talk about hobbies and interests. Because most people's hobbies and interests are things they're not trying to get paid from ever. So you're more of a practitioner and a, experimental, and you can make videos about this stuff. So for example, I put in there, these are things that you do for fun. Like, if a video is hard for you to make, it's because you don't give a shit about what you're talking about, or you're just over it. You've been talking about it so long, you're actually you're either really good at it and it just bores you now to talk about it. So that's where you talk about hobbies and interests. And I base all of this off of posting 1 video a day. So roughly 30 videos a month. I think that's a bare minimum for everybody in the room to start at. And I'm going to break down what to do here in a second. But if you can't commit to 1 video a day, like, you're not going to make money on the internet. And even then, it's like, I want to fast forward everybody to a minimum of 2 videos a day. Like, you need to up the quantity, because let's face it, if you're just starting now, you are slightly late. There is a lot of competition. That's the reality of this game. Like, it was far easier for me to grow an account to 1 million followers last year. Significantly harder now. It's not undoable at all. I don't want to discourage anybody, but there's a lot of people in the game now. But this is how you beat them. So 20 videos a month should come from things that you do for fun. So I have some examples over there on the right. All you guys lift weights. That's a part of who you are. Never stop talking about fitness and nutrition. It's like that's actually 2 parts. So like, you know, every person in this room, if you're not one-dimensional. You're not just a fitness coach. You're not just a nutrition coach. Like you work out and you know diet. Cool. There's 2 things you can talk about. It's like how many people in here have families, relationships, dating, single, on dating apps, kids. These are all things that you can talk about. Same thing with food. Just not food from a nutritional perspective, but just food you like. Like the internet wants to know what to eat at McDonald's to lose weight. I promise you. The Stan video showed it. Sports, like are you passionate about soccer? Are you passionate about pickleball? Are you passionate about football? You can make videos about this because these videos get broad appeal. And then what happens when you get these types of videos to get 1 million views, and those in the 80% category, like I'm a big believer in the 80-20 principle. So like 80% of results come from those. And what I mean by that is these videos, these will not drive massive amounts of followers. But what they do is the algorithm shows your video to one singular person, and whether or not they watch it all the way to the end, that is what tells the algorithm, send this video to the moon and make it go viral. If more than 50% of everybody that watches your video makes it to the end, you probably will be getting 1 million views. So when you get 1 million views, that means 500,000 people watch that video all the way to the end. What does the algorithm do next? They go, oh, they really like this guy Ryan's content. Let's send him all his other videos. And then they start watching all your videos. That's where this next part comes in. So once you do your 20 videos a month, and these are going to drive a lot of your reviews. If you do these right, these are your 100K plus per videos. Some will hit 1 million, some might hit 5 million, some may hit 10 million. We've seen, most I've ever seen from a single video is 48 million. It was one of Adley's. You know, most educational videos kind of hit a peak between 10 to 15 million. I don't know why, we're trying to beat that, but that's just what we've seen. Next thing here is expertise. So this is where you're niching down per se. You guys are all fitness coaches. That's what you're doing right now to make money. But what did you do before fitness coaching? Were you a server? Were you a bartender? You know, were you a doorman, a valet? Did you work? I worked at Lowe's, not Home Depot. I hate Home Depot. Lowe's is way better. Poor people shop at Home Depot. Rich people go to Lowe's. So I worked in retail. Retail's a big, I have an expertise at selling doors and windows. I can make videos about retail. I'm not trying to get rich off retail, but I've made money. I did well. So I'm probably more experienced than maybe you are about retail door sales. So I made videos about that. Same thing when it comes to I love GoPro photography. I can take cool pictures with my GoPro. I'm not trying to get rich off GoPro photos, but I can make pretty good videos about it. And GoPro isn't quite super viral, but it's more viral than the next category, which is, and the 3 things here is past jobs, skills, and things you really like and are passionate about. And it's a benefit if you've been paid to do them in the past, because that's what considers something expertise. If somebody's giving you money to do something, you're better than the person that's never gotten paid for it. That's the truth. So these things, again, now 10%, so that's 5 videos. Then lastly, we have mastery. This is where your fitness, like your, science level dictation courses and like the science behind your programs and why you do everything you do, that's your mastery. Now when this all 3 works together, if you made a video about, let's say, your favorite place to eat in New York City, it goes viral, 700,000 people watch at the end. Of those 700,000 people, it's safe to say a large majority of them are probably looking to lose some weight. So if you've seen America walk through the airport, everybody needs to lose weight. So that's where they're going to get your mastery video shown to them. Now, if you only focused on those videos at the bottom, the most views you're ever going to get is probably 10K. You need all of it to work together, and that's how you get the reach. Now, this is the strategy. You should never run out of topics if you're doing this. Yes, it does become tedious, and you gotta, because when I'm going to show you how it breaks down, because I do about 90 videos a month on average filming, it does get redundant. It's a lot of topics, so you are going to run out of things to say, and it becomes a job at this point. But right where you guys are at now, you shouldn't run out of videos for a while. Yeah. So.
And you guys should all take a screenshot of that and do it yourself. Just fill in the blanks with a bunch of topics. Hobbies and interests, like anything you do for fun. Expertise, anything you've been paid in the past to do. And you probably don't realize how many things you actually gotten paid to do. Even if it's just like walking dogs or Like I installed shingles at one time, so I've been roofing a lot of odd jobs. And then for the master, those are what we call the 59-second courses. Whatever you're like highly skilled at, like you can make a pretty good informational video about. And doesn't have to be like anything like life-changing. It could just be like your best recipe ever.
Right.
Like maybe you're the one that makes like the best tamales ever. So
yeah, and I think a lot of people, just talking about views, they don't understand that it only counts if you watch it the whole entire time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that, I mean, it was new to me, but it like even just talking to, a lot of my fitness friends or just like a lot of other creators, even they were like, especially at this Coach Cav Summit, they're like, oh, they have to watch it the whole entire time. It's just not when you click on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, so you have to be engaging from start to end. It is important.
yeah, being engaging is it's a skill set that you develop the more videos you edit, because you got to be very like non-judgmental or attached to your content, and just be like, where is the person gonna leave this conversation because they're bored now, or they're distracted, or you talked about something for like 5 seconds already.
Right. So it's almost like pay attention to what your attention span is, right? So it's like, if it's not engaging to you, if you're editing your content and you don't have someone to edit or post for you, take a hard look at yourself. Like when you're watching your content, do you swipe up if it starts getting boring? I mean, I do.
Yeah.
Right?
I have a trick that I do. I close my eyes when I'm like playing back the videos, just because I don't want to be judged, or I don't want the visual to like tell me to do something else. So I'm just listening, like maybe the person lowered the tone, or they speak higher or faster or slower.
Yeah.
Or I feel like you already talked about that for like the last 20 seconds in the video. So
so that's a hack. So right before you post one of the videos that we edit.
this is while I'm editing.
Oh, while you're editing.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I'm like, I already have it chopped up. I have it all together. I like play it back to see how it feels, and so it's more going by feel, and that's intuitive. Like it's hard to teach that, but I am training myself to be very objective when it comes to retention. Like, where is the person gonna exit? And I purposely look like, where is the person gonna exit this video?
Like, where am I starting to get lost? So is that a tip that you can give to the users right now? Like, when you're editing your own video.
Yeah, like,
close your eyes and like, how does it truly feel to you, unbiased, or give be vulnerable and show one of your closest family and friends, like.
Yeah, you can do that, but sometimes they're biased because they like you.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it was really great. It was not great.
Yeah. So I feel like the more you can develop yourself, just being very objective with like, this content is boring, and sometimes it's just personal feedback of like, okay, I talk really low, I have no enthusiasm, or like my lighting was poor, my set is horrible, or like Ryan, it's always like making fun of me because I sometimes like make him look fat on camera, so he says he's not fat, but that's just like him like being hyper aware of like his good and bad sides, so like I just have to always pick his good sides and make him look the most aesthetic possible, because that is a big thing that he pays attention to. And I think everybody does. Like, you don't like to make videos if you don't think like that you look good on videos.
Right.
And what is Sway saying? People aren't stupid; they're distracted. Yep, distracted. So the more distractions you can remove from the video, the better. And you guys are talking about McDoubles?
Yeah, the diet. How many calories you get, to get a healthy diet.
Yeah, we were talking to Stan Everdeen, and he said that, if you have to order, obviously go for the salad, but he's like, you could do the plain cheeseburgers, just plain, double plain. And Ryan was like, that's what I get.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And if you guys don't know, Stan Everdeen, he's the world's strongest bodybuilder. We met him in person. We were fortunate to do that. He's a super nice guy. He loves salt. His solution for a lot of like headaches or just like muscle cramps and stuff is always salt, because people don't salt their food enough, or they're afraid of it. So
yeah, but as the world's strongest bodybuilder, like, how boring would it be like if he just kept lifting weights? I mean, they'd have him figured out, like, okay, that's great, but talking to him, he gave some really fun and cool like tips, like add bone broth to all your meals. And I was like, yeah, a lot of people need to know that. Or he said that one of his travel tips is he will travel with his meals.
Yeah.
He'll take them on the plane. So, I mean, those are things that people want to know. So, But yeah, going back to the hem strategy, make sure you guys get that screenshotted and implement that.
Yeah, and Sway's asking what do I do when I feel like people will leave at a certain part in the video? Like, I usually just remove it. Like, if I feel like generally like this next 5 seconds are not needed, I remove it. Even if I like spent a good 10 minutes going down the rabbit hole, like researching maybe the perfect picture, or like, I'm a big researcher, so I go down rabbit holes when I'm editing. Sometimes it takes me like 3 hours to edit like a 60-second clip. But I love to learn.
All right. You always talk about making a complete video.
Mm-hmm.
Like from start to end, it should always make sense.
Yeah. That's just my nature to be very research based. I had a teacher back when I was in high school that always told me that you should proof any facts that you present. So if you're stating like, if you live in America, you'll make more money than any other country, back it up with some facts. That could be research, that could be like your own personal experience with family, but usually like just Googling for studies or citations is like the best route to go. And David Ogilvy, I can't even say his last name, but yeah, he's a G. He's awesome.
Who is that?
He's a guy that made amazing ads in the past. Everybody should be studying copywriters. Like, they are the most underrated people when it comes to writing or making, in this, they call them creatives, pieces of copy that gets attention. So definitely study him. Let's keep playing the presentation.
Moving on here. So that's what you do before you film to come up with your topics. Now, before you film a video, this is, we coined the term CUB because it stands for confusing, unbelievable, and boring. If you ask yourself this before you start, and then you reevaluate the video after you film it, and you run it through this, it will save you a lot of headaches of getting 200 viewed videos. Everybody messes up. So if it's confusing, it has no singular focused point. What that means is, if I were to watch a video and I send it to my fiance, go, yo, babe, check out this video. This guy runs his jet ski into a car. Send. You know what you're about to watch, right? Then she can send it to her friends. Yo, watch this funny video. Jet ski hit the car. It goes viral. If it's like, hey, watch this, Yamaha 957 jet ski that did. Now I can't text it, so it's not going to go viral. Same thing with if you're using terms that nobody understands. Secondly is, we call it, actually, Natalia, I coined this term talking to her at Vince Stilmani's mastermind. You don't want to blue ball the viewer. I'm going to go out on a limb and say a few people might have visited a strip club in their past. They may go in the future. Lap dances, you don't want to do that to people watching your video. What it means is, and in Natalia's example, she ripped apart an entire diet philosophy. Let's say for this instance it's keto. She doesn't like keto, so she rips it apart. And I'm like, okay, what next? What do I do? I'm following keto. I want to change. I like your energy. I like what you're saying. What fucking diet do I follow? If your video just ends when you destroy something, you just blue ball the viewer. You have to make a complete video. So if you're telling them not to do 5x5 and to do high intensity interval training, you need to give them the whole formula, because not only is that going to get you more views, it's also going to drive followers because you are educating. If you just bash 5x5, yeah, you're probably still going to get some views, but you're not going to get the followers. So do your best to always close the loop and give them the tangible advice. And this is hard for a lot of people because that's usually what you're selling. But the internet doesn't care. They're still going to buy it from you anyways, because again, they're not buying their product, they're buying you, the person. No social proof.
I'm going to touch on the blue balls part, because blue balls do suck as a dude. But always give them a solution. Even if it doesn't have to be anything complex. It could be like if you're telling someone like, hey, if you want to lose weight, like walk 10,000 steps. Like the solution would be to tell them you can break that down into like, hey, you can go for a walk in the morning, in the middle of the day, at night, 3,333 like divided by 3. Or you can tell them also like, just put on your shoes, put on your Nikes, go out for a walk. Like the more specific, so they can visually see what you're talking about, the better. And like I said, it doesn't have to be anything revolutionary. Like you just want to present them with an option. Like if you tell them stop drinking sugary drinks, and like explain it, like, and usually that's like sodas. Like instead of drinking soda, like go to the store, buy some meal or whatever thing that you can like sugar-free stuff that you can add to the water, in case you don't like water by itself. So you always want to just provide quick solutions and describe it into detail. And what that also does is that you tell people like just very actionable steps, but you also give them brands, and like everybody talks on brands.
Yeah, and Luis, you said I know this just triggered what you told me in the past. People want to be told what to do. They don't want to search for the answers. They're like, well, you tell me what to do. And that's something that Grant Cardone does really well. So, yeah, just piggybacking off of that, it's true. So if someone's like, do this, 9 times out of 10, if it makes sense to you and they're giving you examples with evidence, you're going to do it.
And I would say do this in your normal day-to-day lifestyle, so it becomes a habit when you make it on video. Like if you're a parent, you have kids, like talk to them like with actual specific solutions. Same thing maybe if you have a partner, or if you're speaking on the phone getting crazy mad at like maybe AT&T or something because they raised your bill. Like you can just be very specific with like any feedback that you provide, and that's a muscle that you just train. And people have a lot of comfort when you over-explain, because like there's no doubts anymore, and people having doubts. So let's keep going.
If you don't show proof of what you say, the internet does not believe you. So if you happen to be in the room and you made $1 million and you just make a video and say, yeah, I made $1 million last year, the internet goes, fuck you, I don't believe you, swipe. Unless you show your bank account. I mean, you can still Photoshop that shit, but it's better. You know, point being is like, if you've helped people lose weight, like moms, every time you mention that, show a picture, show a transformation, show somebody. If you know how to rapidly fix something on a car, put some B-roll up of you doing that. Whatever you say, if it's a bold claim, you have to prove it. If you don't prove it, the internet's really good at being skeptical. And they're literally watching your videos and they don't like you. It's like guilty till proven innocent. And you want them to like you at the end of the video, not piss them off anymore, which takes a lot of time because the internet's angry. Pictures don't match the context of the video. This is where bad video editors come into play. If you're paying $5 an edit overseas and you say Ezekiel bread and they put wonder, what do you think's going to happen in the comment section? They're going to talk shit. This happens a few times. I have a 1 million view video as a perfect example where I'm talking to Ryan Fisher, who's a really famous CrossFit guy. He like threatened to murder a judge. My editor decided to put a picture of a guy doing a clean when I said snatch. You can read those comments. I'm an idiot. Same thing with complex language. A lot of you guys are really smart, really intelligent. You've done things most people can't do, so you kind of talk like that. And you have to do that kind of when you're selling, but when you're making videos, you got to be for the people. You got to explain things in a way they understand. That's why people really, really like, the guy that makes $100 million. He breaks things down very, very well. You trust him, you believe him. Stan is very good at breaking down complex things. That's why his videos get a lot of views. If you can take complex topics and simplify them so the average person can understand, you will succeed. The video is too short, not enough details. This gets hard to navigate based on the internet. Usually you have a minute now. People don't watch long form as much as they used to unless they really like that person. So you have 1 minute on average to tell them, to break down the Bible. You got to tell them everything, and they expect it in a minute. So you have to decide what to cut, what to say, what to take out, and this is where having a good editor does come into play. They need to know the right things to keep in, right things to take out, because if the video is too short, doesn't have enough details, they're not going to believe you. It's going to be unbelievable. Doesn't flow smoothly. If the video is jarring, if you're like up and down with your tonality, if you're moving erratically, if the editor is like chopping it up and making it real fast. Like we used to do some pretty aggressive things that really wouldn't work now, but you want the video to feel smooth, start to finish. Like that's not complicated editing, it's just a precise editor who understands the way, if I hate subtitles that aren't right in the center. Because when I'm looking at my phone, I'm looking in the center. Or I'm looking in the eyes of the person talking. So if the eye line is fucked up, you're going to lose watch time. If the subtitles are bouncing around because you think it's good for retention, it's not. People hate it. It gives them Tourette's. Like, I see people make videos about this. Here's how to keep people watching videos longer. I was like, nope, that's just going to give somebody a seizure. And then lastly, the lack of energy from the presenter. Like some people are made for video. Most everybody can train themselves for video. It's like working out. You don't bench 315 on the first day. Like, you know, I was significantly worse at video 1 than I am at 1196. So it's a consistency thing. But if you're boring and monotone, it's hard to get views. You need to kind of amplify yourself. I don't believe in telling people to be something they're not, but you have to look at yourself from perspective of all the people you follow on the internet. Are they low energy? Are they quiet? Would they consider them introverted? You know, they're all very expressive, very outgoing, and they all have very, very opinionated philosophies. So so if you make a video, if you go back and look at all your videos, and you're like, man, why is the video not getting views? I guarantee you it's one of those reasons. So focus on that. And this is like progress. You're not going to do this every time. We still have very shitty videos that get no views. And we post 4,000 a month. It happens. Like, not everybody's on every time. So,
and just to add to the CUB formula, which stands for confusing, unbelievable, boring, the best place to practice this is when you are filming, or if you're filming with a client and you're directing. You just want to have that checklist next to you, and just make sure that you're doing your best not to make a confusing video or an unbelievable boring. The easiest thing that you can do with a client, if they give you a claim of like, hey, I made like $5 million last year, you're like, was that $5 million in your business? Was that all gross profit, net profit? What did you spend that on? That's probably like the best question you can do it on, because a lot of them, they're reinvested. And then you want to ask more details as to like, what are you reinvested in? Like, was it 100% into the business? Was it ads? Was it people, etc.? So like, you have to take the initiative and be very specific with like the questions you're asking. Don't expect the client to just know things, and you have to talk to people. I was trying to say that. Like, yeah,
you have to talk to people.
You can learn all these great frameworks, and you can become a great timestamper. But if you actually want to film directly with the influencers that you most likely want to work with, like, you gotta get used to talking to people.
Right.
And let's continue. Do you have any questions?
This is like a 90-day, a year-long plan on how I would start over, per se, right now. And I know we work with some of the biggest people, but we also have accounts that we're growing from zero. If you guys want to look, we run an account called Health Geek. It's brand new. It's on TikTok. It's got around 50,000 followers. We started posting on it like 2 or 3 months ago. We do this on new accounts. We do it on, established accounts. It really comes down to that. I love TikTok, and if the videos work on TikTok, they're going to work everywhere else. So for the first month, you want to post 90 videos. Now over the first 1 to 3 months, 90 days, you're going to post 90 videos. That's 1 video a day. Everybody can do that in here. Should take you about an hour a day if you're doing everything. 20 hobbies and interest videos, 10 mastery and expertises a month. However that breaks down for you. Just get them done. Ideally, you're going to use your phone with a wireless mic. I have a wireless mic right here, Rode Wireless Go. It's connected to that phone right there that Luis is holding. Everybody has an iPhone. This mic was I think you get the cheap one for like $350. If you can't invest that into your business, you might not start one. You can do that. You should be able to film 30 videos in 2 hours. Whether you split that up over the course of a month, 30 minutes a week, 2 hours in one day, you should be filming a video every 5 to 7 minutes. If you're talking longer than 5 minutes, your video is going to be too confusing, and it's not going to get views. So you have to condense your message down. This is free. It's not going to cost you anything. You already probably have a phone. Maybe you have a mic. Maybe you don't. A little bit of an upfront investment, but you can do this for free. And I would say don't even worry about subtitles. Don't worry about editing. Just practice pulling out your phone and talking to it in an engaging way. And then hit post, and do that every single day. And then look at the videos that do good, and then study why did they do good. Oh, was my energy higher in this video? What part of this video, you should make sure you have your analytics turned on. You should do that right away. I think you have to have a creator account on TikTok. Now, all this is on TikTok. I want to make that clear, because TikTok drives everything. TikTok's analytics are better. They tell you where, the exact second somebody leaves your video, TikTok tells you. I don't know why Instagram doesn't have that, but TikTok does. You can literally see, we've had clients in the past. We had a video where one of the clients mentioned Jameson whiskey. Video was awesome. I was like, why did this video shit the bed? It got like 1,000 views. We couldn't figure it out. Waited 2 days for the analytics to populate because it takes about 48 hours. The second he said Jameson, 90% of the audience left. We took the same video, we chopped out the part where he said Jameson, we uploaded it, and it went viral. That's how important it's split-second reactions. So in this stage, you're just kind of looking at what's working and what's not, but you're posting once a day. So the total videos posted should be 90, one video a day. Then we're going to move on to month 3 through 6. Another 90 days. So again, this is like a workout program. You don't want to give them that hard shit right away. You got to adapt the body. You're going to post 180 videos. What that breaks down to, and this is where this gets fun. Again, same as last month, 20 hobbies and interests and 10 mastering expertise. But then you're going to add what I like to call micro podcasts. If anybody's seen my content on the internet, I have this little mic and that phone. I'm just asking people obnoxious questions. Some of the easiest content to film, it's literally driven 150,000 followers on my account. And people say, I ask unique questions. I just ask what I'm thinking in an obnoxious way. Like, start talking to your friend. And this doesn't, you don't need to do this to people that are famous on the internet. I have a friend, Prince. He interviewed an old guy who wore like all pink or all neon. He's like from the 80s, looked like an 80s workout guy. And he was just asking questions at his local gym. He got like 5 million views on that video and he gained like 20,000 followers. Regular people. In my opinion, everybody has something interesting to say. It's your job to pull it out of them. You know, if you ask them surface level questions, you're going to get surface level views. If you ask them, I did a video with an ex-NFL player. First question I asked him was, do NFL players cheat on their wives? 10 million views on YouTube. Everybody wants to know. So with this, keep the phone. Keep using the phone with the wireless microphone. This should take you about 4 hours a month. Again, 2 hours to do the more hobbies and interests. And this is where, like, if you follow my content, these are where I'm seated in my little makeshift studio. You don't need to do this. You can literally put your phone on a tripod and talk at your kitchen counter. You can have somebody like Luis hold the camera for you. Doesn't matter. Just get the information out. I prefer to make something that's slightly aesthetically pleasing because I do believe if it's easy to look at, you follow it for longer. I mean, the good thing about a lot of people in here is you're attractive, you got abs, you're jacked. You stand a higher likelihood of getting views, especially the women. This should take you 4 hours a month. I would do 2 hours for the hobbies and interests, master expertise, and then go talk to somebody. Like, find your friend at the gym or another trainer, maybe one of your employees, maybe another coach. Ask them unique questions. Maybe go to your mom, go to your dad. You know, does not matter. Just get used to asking people questions and see where it goes. And then post 30 of those a month. 30 videos goes really fast when you're just asking somebody questions. Because you're just kind of going off a list. You know, why do you do what you do? Tell me about it. What's something somebody doesn't know about this? We have a tooth video that we posted on my account. I said, what's something weird people don't know about their teeth? It got 1 million views 2 days ago. And it was basically looked like a giant ad for the company, which we didn't plan that out like that, but it might as well have been. But yes, that should, you know, and the timing is kind of like this is like how much you want to invest in yourself here. It's like you're going to, at some point, if you get serious on the internet, become a full-time content creator and need to be filming videos all the time. So this is just working up to, you know, it's getting jacked. This is where I would introduce outsourcing to an editor. Again, you don't have to start with a great editor because you're going to find not a lot of them are great. You have to train them, like, and tell them what you want. They have to learn your style. So if you pick somebody, maybe try to plan to stay with them for a little bit. Fiverr, Elance. So start looking for help directing and finding an in-house editor. Because I don't, in a lot of people's spaces, unless you're like a large company or you're really good at batching, it would make sense for you to bring somebody in-house. Like maybe another coach or like you have an intern and you can kind of groom this person because it is easier if somebody's right next to you. Like, hey, I want to film right now, let's get this out, boom. Or you're like, we're filming tomorrow, let's do this. You know, you're probably, the thing that you need help with is the directing aspect. And that's something that like we do in my company really well. But again, it's very hard to train somebody to extract information like what Cav was saying. The only reason that myself, Luis, I'm training a couple other people on my team to do it is just because of the amount of data we see. So you're going to kind of have to groom this person to help you, you know, direct you and be like, am I forgetting anything here? What, do you think they're going to understand that? You just kind of soundboard off them while you're filming to get more complete videos. And they tell you things you're forgetting. Like Luis will tell me, hey, you seemed angry in that. Can you film that again? Or maybe let's say that a little softer tone. Or like, hey, you want to film tomorrow? Your energy's kind of low today. Like they kind of start reading you. And there's no job description for this. Like if you get a creative director, you're going to be wildly disappointed because they don't know this shit. So it's like, again, these are new positions that have kind of come out of nowhere, that are, short form has kind of created these types of positions. And we joke because it's like, this person is like somebody you don't know you need until you get there, and you're like, fuck, I need help. Like, so you would probably be best to find somebody that's near you to start teaching this.
And all that to the director part. You just basically want to tell somebody like, hey, like, please call me out. I love it when you do that. One thing that Ryan and I have done is just walked up to like Gen Z people, like under 17-year-old kids basically, and just show them videos saying like, hey, what do you think about this video?
Like live reaction videos?
Yeah, because they give the best feedback. There was one girl in Texas, we showed them the how to make money on TikTok if you're broke, and she's like, oh, it's a great video. I just wish that you actually gave me an example of you doing it, not just like a breakdown of. So she wanted like a done with me type of video, like actually demoing the product and things like that. So that was great feedback from like, and she just like spit that out immediately. She's like, I wish you would have showed me.
Yeah, because it's like people want to know that they could do it too. At the end of the day, they're like, okay, great advice, but can I do that? If it's a no, they're not going to share it. But if it's like, hey, that's great advice, I can do that.
Yeah, and I think Gen Z is like the best to ask because for some reason,
honest.
I feel like not enough of them feel like they're heard. So the more you pay attention to them, like the more they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna give you feedback, and they're just very like straight up, like because I don't think they grew up in the era of like hurting people's feelings. Like they get their feelings hurt all the time, but they're just very upfront.
Yeah, I also heard a life hack too. Like if you're out in public, with your friends or your parents, never ask an older person to take a picture. Like, hey, can you take a picture of us? Don't ask them. Ask the young kid. Because they'll get all the angles. And they'll take like 10 to 15. So, yeah, that's a fun Gen Z fact I heard, too.
Yeah, Gen Z is great for feedback. I'm going to drop my Instagram handle because I was supposed to do that a long time ago. What's yours? Or can you type it?
Yeah, it's at Arriana. Can you type it? ARRIANAACUNA 2.
Oh, Ryan is on. Let's say hi to Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
No, that's me typing.
Oh,
dang it.
All right, let's keep playing the video.
Let's go.
Total videos posted over 90 days is 180. Because at this point, you're posting 2 videos a day. Now is when you kind of go from being amateur to professional. And you should be able to do this within 6 months. So this is what we call, we've deemed it because of Brandon Carter, the super famous package. This is where you're posting 540 videos with 2 alternate hook variations. And what that means is, if a lot of people follow my account on TikTok, we post 3 videos a day, and it turns into 9 because we do 2 hook variations for every video. So we're posting 3 of the same video, and the only thing that's different is the first 3 seconds. And we split test the hooks. And if you look at my account right now, we timed this really well. Thank you, Luis. I have a couple million view videos that have been split tested over the last 3 days. This doesn't always work, so it's like awesome that it is right now. You'll see the hooks that did bad and the ones that did exceptionally well. But how you film this is where like you're now filming a minimum of 90 to 100 videos a month. Whether you do that, like when we film with clients, we fly in, we do it either 1 or 2 days, depending on the person. Most we've gotten in a single day is like 105 videos. It takes very, aggressive filming and, a really good speaker to make that happen. That's why I say this is, some people here might be able to jump in and do this. Like, I don't want to discredit anybody. You might be a good talker, camera yet. Mm-hmm. Like, it's the same thing like Cardone. Like, you have to train yourself to be a good, prolific speaker. And at this point, you're not relying on scripts. Like, I don't believe in scripts. I think if you need a script to make a video, you don't know enough. You shouldn't be making videos yet. You haven't hit mastery yet. Like, I don't need a single script. This is 11 slides, by the way. I don't know how long I've been talking. 39 minutes. Like, I don't need a script for this. You do this, so 40 hobby and interest, 20 mastery and expertise, and then again, 30 collabs and interviews. And now is when the collabs and interviews really become important, because now you're also trying to look for people that are maybe a little bigger than you, because Instagram has this amazing feature of collabing. TikTok doesn't quite have it as good as Instagram at this point, but you will get, the point is a lot of creators right now are very open to collabs because they know the followers really don't matter anymore. They just want the views. So if you're if your track record of videos up until this point is you're actually getting views, and if you're doing the hobbies and interests and you're doing the interviews and you're getting better, you will be getting significantly more views. So it'd be like somebody like me will be like, yeah, let's do a video. And then, oh yeah, I'll collab on Instagram. I have 113,000 followers. You may have 5,000. I don't give a shit what you have. I just want, if you ask me good questions and it's a good video, I'm gonna collab with it. Because it doesn't matter to me, it's all views. So you're gonna start finding that you'll grow a little bit faster at this point. This takes an average of filming 2 to 4 hours a week. Over the course of the month, you must net 90 videos. No matter how you do it, you net 90 videos with 3 hook variations for every video. So you film one video and then you attach 3 different hooks to it. And what a hook is, it could just be like, here's how to create 90 videos in the next 20 minutes. If you want to create 90 videos in 20 minutes, here's how you do it. I'm going to show you how to create 90 videos in, less than an hour. That's 3 hooks. The rest of the video is exactly the same. Doesn't matter which one you do. And this is where you have an editor. They're just attaching those 3 hooks, sending you 3 variations, and you're posting them on TikTok at the same time. You post them all back to back. That's what looks really cool when you see the difference. But this is also a good way to, maybe you don't want to go that aggressive. Maybe you only have time to film 90 videos. But if you have 3 variations of every video, you can do version 1, month 1, version 2, month 2, version 3, month 3, and then you go back and film again. So you have to think about what your capacity is too. This is where you should at this point have an in-house editor or a team, and this is where you can pay anywhere from $5 to $10K a month. We work with Brandon Carter. He pays $10,000 a month. We film every single quarter. Every 3 months, we film 80 to 100 videos. We go to Miami, we film, we come back, we manage everything. We charge them $10K a month. There's other people that'll do it. Again, it's like if you're paying $5K, like you could probably get an in-house person to edit for you for $3 to $5K. There's a lot of people are going to school now for editing. It's easy to find an editor. It's just you gotta if you pluck them off the street, you're probably gonna need to train them a little bit more. So it's a process. But this is where shit gets crazy. So your total videos now, if you're posting 540 with the variations over the course of that's 6 months, at the end you're gonna be posting 1,620 videos, and that's not counting the 180 and the 90 from the first month. So you're close to almost 2,000 videos. And that's not to TikTok, that's to TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and Facebook Reels. So in that time frame, I would bust out my calculator, but you've posted close to 6,000 videos on the internet. Anybody in this room, if you haven't grown with 6,000 videos, it might be time to rethink something. Because you have the experience at that point. Or you realize how much you hate it and you want to go a different path. That's the facts. So that's and that's how, again, I don't want to discredit anybody, but it's like, you're not going to come in and do this if you haven't practiced this. There is an art to filming. There's an art to speaking on camera. And some people are more naturally inclined. Some people are more prolific. They're more controversial. And also, when you're getting to this point, your mindset has to shift, because this is where I am, and I try my best not to look at comments. You get recognized in the streets. You get stopped for pictures. Your life has changed. People are impacted by your content, positive and negative. You're probably saying a lot of things that piss people off. I have a knack for that. Not everybody likes you in the comments. On those days where you're like, maybe you gave out a big fat refund because the client's pissed off at you, you got to fight with your wife, your kid called you an idiot, and then you just happen to log into TikTok and see that there's 700 comments of people saying that you're a fucking retard. That's when you'll get those comments. So it is a skill set. I think a lot of people need to thicken their skin, because the stark difference between TikTok and Instagram, one is yes, you can go mega viral on TikTok, but those comments are not nice. On Instagram, it's you get a lot of support there until you go viral, and then it's the same thing as TikTok, because everybody wants to disagree with you. Because they're actually hoping if they write the right comment that people are going to follow them from your comment. So they're chasing your clout, and they're doing everything they can to get you to troll back. Because if you reply to them, they get exposure. So, you see this now. I mean, the Natty or Not group. Everybody seen Kenny KO? He's a professional troll. But then again, I don't understand why people don't lie about why they lie. So With that said, I wanted to show some numbers here. This is.
And before we get into this, I want to address that a lot of people put a lot of attention into the comments, like getting feedback from them, and that's good, but I would put more attention into like the performance of the video. Was it a video that actually got 10, 100, 500,000 views versus was there just 10 comments of them saying like, oh, why is your skin looking so weird or whatever? Like you want to pay more attention to the performance of the video versus the comments. Even if like the video goes mega viral, it'll give you some good insights on the comments as to what people liked or didn't like or what they're pointing out from you. But ultimately, the views matter more than the comments, I would say, if we have a hierarchy.
Right.
So what are tips like to deal with the comments though? Is there like a mindset or like rules you guys follow?
This is fun because I'm not the one on the account, so I don't get hurt with the comments. I just see them very like objectively. Ryan, on the other hand,
you should see who's commenting. So it's like,
yeah,
look to see who's commenting.
But like, I don't even care. I'm like, to me, that's just like feedback. You know, most people are just leaving comments because like they have something wrong with their life, or some are like generally good comments. Like there's. I always look at the supportive ones. Ryan thinks he never gets any support, but he does. So I'm always pointing those out.
It's almost like you have to decide, do you want to look at them or not? And if you look at them, are you willing to take the heat?
I think if you're going to look at them from a, like, wow, people are really sad, like, perspective. Like, don't take it into attack on you because you're the one freaking creating and, like, being out there building a business. There's just a lot of people hating having...
Plus, a lot of people are bored and they just need something to, find...
Yeah, well, most people are consumers versus creators. So the creators just putting their face out there.
Do you want to talk about how Ryan zooms in? That's a funny story.
Yeah, so Ryan likes to troll people. So something he started doing is if you drop like an asshole comment on the video, he's gonna go to your account, look at your profile picture to see what kind of person you are that is commenting this, and he's gonna put your his Instagram story like 4 or 5 slides, slowly zooming into your face because it keeps getting funnier.
Don't troll Ryan.
Yeah, troll him if you want to get attacked. Money Kitchen says Joe Rogan says the perfect thing about comments is post and ghost. When you're producing the volume that we are, like that is kind of the mindset. Like you just gotta post because like it is a business. Like you gotta detach from like the personal feeling from each comment because it just slows you down. Especially if you're making good content, you shouldn't even care about the comments. They're just like, well, they didn't like it, so I'll try again. And then my most viewed video are when my wife steals my phone and posts reels of me sleeping. So couple stuff always performs really well, I think, because it's just relatable, but it's also aspirational because not everyone has a partner. So like they wish they had like the little fights that you're having.
Yeah, or someone to post weird pictures of them sleeping or videos,
Yeah.
But people want to know, like, if you think of something or someone who's aspirational to you, you want to know more about their life naturally. Like, okay, you're really good at bodybuilding or pickleball. Like, what else do you do? What do you even eat? Like, what's your favorite?
One thing that is fun for everybody, like we went mega viral with Brandon Carter when we did a fridge tour and his pantry tour. Like, everybody can show what's in their fridge. I think it's a non-niche related video, but I think that builds a lot of relatability.
Especially, you can tell by someone what's in their fridge.
Because like you'll be like, oh, I got nothing, because like I eat out all the time. Or you're like maybe you can see the meal preppers, you can see the people that just buy all frozen dinners. Like it just says a lot about you.
Yeah.
And it has to match what you're trying to represent in your brand. So that's something to be mindful of. Yep. Are you living up to like the brand that you're actually trying to build?
Right.
And if you're not, like just change. So this is gonna be a fun slide.
Brandon Carter. I love that screenshot of him. These are his top videos, and this is from TikTok. 6.1 million views. Do underwear models get to keep the underwear? 6.1 million views. People think I have veneers because my teeth look perfect. 4.7 million views. I paid $6,000 to skip the line at Universal Studios. 3.4. That's when you get like to the first fitness video, which is a Nintendo Switch fat loss hack. Which was actually a really good video. He plays Nintendo Switch and he only does cardio when he does it. We wouldn't have known that until Brandon told us because he has like 17 Nintendo Switches laying around. He's like, yeah, whenever I need to do cardio, I can only play video games when I'm doing cardio. I was like, how often do you play video games? He's like 6 times a day. Right? Another sleep video, why I sleep on ice cold water every night. Like, these are technically fitness videos, but sleep is a problem everybody has. Wide reach. Video games and fitness, wide reach. Why I only use paper and plastic to eat at home. Like, nothing to do with fitness. Cheap watches that actually look good. That's a video that we did together. 2.9, what people don't know about being bald. There's a lot of bald people in here. It's a big niche for that on the internet. Why I pay my cleaning lady $600 a week, and why I eat 2 cans of sardines for breakfast. Of those, that's equated to, I mean, I don't have a calculator here. It's a lot of fucking views. Only like 2 of them are talking about fitness. Like, when you want to be top of mind and be everywhere. That's the whole point of this. There's an interview by some guys, they're Colin and Samir. They're on YouTube and they talk about like culture. And Colin said something about TikTok that really stuck. He said TikTok is the main stage. Instagram and YouTube are the side stages. If you want to be on the main stage of the world, you need to be on TikTok. You know, and there is money being made on TikTok. We work with a jeweler who just texted me yesterday and said he made his first sale from TikTok. It was for $17,000. Like, we've posted 7 videos. Like, so certain industries, yes, there's money being made on TikTok. But with fitness, you're going to get DMs. You're going to get people reaching out. But in my opinion, Instagram is kind of like where a lot of sales happen. So you want to use TikTok and YouTube Shorts and Facebook Reels to drive people to Instagram, and then do all your selling through Instagram. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what a lot of people, that's what Brandon does. And I know a lot of people doing that same strategy. So,
and before we move into this one, I want to address or explain a little bit as to how we came up with the topics for Brandon Carter that have been his most viral ones. So the underwear model video, he used to be a former fitness model. So that was me also being curious of like, so if you model underwear, you get to keep it. And but he actually told the story with P. Diddy. I didn't know that was gonna happen.
So it's the truth. Do they?
It's true. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You don't get. I mean, you do have to give it back.
Yeah.
And that's like
most people are like, really? Like, why would you? Yeah.
Sounds gross. Mm-hmm. But ironically, that video is the biggest performer, and he's like, that's stupid. Like, when we made the video, he thought it was a dumb idea, and like
he
really,
didn't want to do it, right?
It's not like he didn't want to do it. Like, he's being very like comfortable.
Open. Yeah.
But it was more like he just didn't see like, why do people care about this? And people just like the fact that I mean, he mentioned a celebrity that he modeled for, P. Diddy, and probably saying that funny. And then underwear, like me as a dude, like that's something I've always been like on my bucket list. Like, it would be cool to be a underwear model, because like you have to be in insane shape to be that. So that from that perspective, I'm like, oh, I just want to know, because I'm genuinely curious. And he lived that life. Like, he's been in the magazines and stuff. The people think I have veneers because my teeth look perfect.
True word.
That was so that was I think that was Stefan's idea. He used to be a former viral director that we had, and like Brandon does have some pretty nice teeth. So we're like, are your teeth real? Like, like, it's just asking that, and then we come up with the hook, like the perfect, because perfect has always been the trigger statement to a lot of people, because you immediately want to call them out and be
no,
like,
they're not.
Yeah, dude, your teeth are not perfect. And it's like, so you're kind of also like taking control of the narrative of the story. So by saying that his teeth are perfect,
bold claim.
Yeah. So even if nobody said that his teeth are perfect, like now we made it so. So now people assume that other people say that his teeth are perfect.
Right.
And then I paid $6,000 to skip the line in the Universal Studios. He posted an Instagram story, I believe, or I think it was on one of his lives where he mentioned like, we just went to Universal Studios. I paid for the VIP pass. It was like $6,000. It was the best thing ever, and that's obnoxious. We're gonna make a video on that. The Nintendo fat loss hack, like Ryan said, we were in his apartment, and he does have like this cool like little wheel for the Nintendo, and he has a bunch of games, a giant TV that he's never turned on, but he has a lot of Nintendo gear and like the Switches all over the place.
So it's just being curious and observant.
It's being very observant and like not being afraid to ask questions. Like when you go to clients' places, especially if you go to their studio or their house, like ask questions about
What's
random
this?
stuff.
Why do you like this? Why do you have this?
Yeah, it's like, why?
Did you say like an annoying little brother, you said, or?
I call it the annoying kid framework, where you just generally have to be curious, but like, be like, why are you doing this? Like, I don't get it. Like, like prove it to me. Like, you want to be challenging, but you want to be curious. That's a better word to put it, because it shows that you're paying attention to the client. And a lot of these people, like, they're sick of talking about their industry, their niche, because they're experts in it.
They light up. Brandon lights up, and he gets sassy.
So the more you can talk about just personal things that they enjoy doing, like the more rapport you're going to build with them, and you're able to like then move on to more personal topics that they wouldn't otherwise open up about, like talking about money, personal relationships in the past, etc. So that is like a
because they want to be you, right?
Yeah, well, you want to represent them as like, hey, like this person is super cool because of all these qualities. A big thing that you want to do is humanize them. Like Brandon Carter, if we were to just make videos about fitness or making money for him, it would make him very one-dimensional because like the aspirational qualities that he has, it's not only like he makes a lot of money or that he's in great shape, but it's like his girlfriend. Like he lives in Miami, his charisma, he used to be a former rapper, like he plays video games, so that itself, like the video game thing, like humanizes him to like a whole new level because everyone thinks that anybody makes money is like super disciplined. So like
he's
video games are like a waste of time.
I play video games 6 times a day.
And he does keto, so like he could have just say like, oh yeah, he diet, like track my macros and whatever, but it's like no, he like has a food skill that he goes to restaurants. Like I've seen this live in person. And it's pretty cool to see and obnoxious, but everything he does is like just turned into the extreme side, and I would encourage everybody to think like that. What do I do in my daily life that I can make extreme? Because that is the only way that you're gonna get attention.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Like any mundane stuff, like maybe your coffee, like I don't know, it could be anything.
Yeah.
Let me charge this thing, because if not, the computer might die. And let's keep playing the slide.
Do you have any questions?
So Nicholas say my most viral, and I'm small time being, said our videos of my widget that flushes your boat engine and at the touch of a button. It's a new invention, so it drives intrigue, and that is cool. Yeah, people like to see products like actually using it and not just talking about it. Like you gotta visually demonstrate what's happening. What's up, Josh? Yo, what's been good so far? We're playing Ryan's presentation that he just did last week at a fitness conference. So lots of good stuff. Where's Josh at?
No, where's Ryan? We gotta explain.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Ryan's in San Diego on the Rich Summers podcast. So he was invited to go there, and so we're filling in for Ryan and just giving you guys exclusive, inside scoop on his keynote speaking engagement last week. So, so that's what we're up to right now. So we're watching it with you, and we're breaking down everything on a more granular level.
So, Sway is asking, how did Brandon change his reaction to more general videos after the underwear video? So that one happened, I want to say like the third or fourth like filming session. He was already open-minded to like more fun topics. Like a lot of people just call them like fun or dumb, or I just call them like personal, like relatable stuff. So it's more, he just saw the feedback, but he goes live every twice a week now. And during that whole live, he just gets a lot of personal, normal, fun questions asked, and he goes into stories. So I watch his live, and from all those stories that randomly he says, like I just make notes on that, and then we make videos about him. And I think the fact that I actually look at his live, take notes, and give him exact, like verbatim things that he says, and I'm excited to ask him, like he gets lit up when he's like, okay, let's make a video on that. Like I actually have a list, and I'll like show it quickly here. I have an ongoing list of Brandon Carter topics, and I have one for each client that we have. And I would encourage all of you guys to do the same. I don't know if you can.
That's the scoop right there.
Can you see it there?
It's blown out a little bit.
They don't need to see it clearly, but point being, it's just a note doc, nothing fancy. It's okay.
Yeah, we're trying.
Like the top one, he has like, I pay everything with a credit card. He listened to a former rapper called Birdman. He said pay everything with cash, and like it screwed him over. So we'll make a video on that next time. And he was talking about how almond milk should be called almond juice, because like milk is made from a titty and not an almond. So we'll make a fun video from that. And actually I tested that because like he actually made it on one of his kitchen videos.
Didn't he talk about something similar to that? Was the airport or the
airports?
The airports. He calls them plane stations.
Yeah, that airports should be called plane stations, because like the word port means not what an airport actually is.
Yeah. Anyway, long story short, that he has strong opinions on stuff. So share your strong opinions next time you make content.
All right, let's proceed.
My opinion, Instagram is kind of like where a lot of sales happen. So you want to use TikTok and YouTube Shorts and Facebook Reels to drive people to Instagram, and then do all your selling through Instagram. Like that's what a lot of people. That's what Brandon does, and I know a lot of people doing that same strategy. So this is some screenshots. What I was saying about testing the hooks. These are all the same videos with different hooks. This one on the left was with me and Ryan Pineda. The first 2 seconds was the difference between 700,000 views. This one over here with me and Chris Crone, 3.4, 64, 34, 50. Same video, different intro. This one here, 33, 37, 669. 4 variations there, 2,914 and 1.1 million. If we just left it at the first one, that car video only gotten 2,000 views. We kept posting until it got a 1.1 million. And these are back to back. These are still on my profile. We do it all the time. You can't really do that on Instagram because people just, TikTok, nobody goes to the profile. Like the algorithm shows the content, so you can get away with this there. If you do this on Instagram, your followers are gonna be like, I've seen this video 4 times. Which still we tested it. I didn't really care too much, but I could see how it messes with people. But we do this on TikTok and we do this on YouTube as well. So that was my presentation. I know I'm probably gonna I know Cav said I can have as long as I need, but I'm sure you guys have questions and I'm an open book. So if you want to follow me on Instagram.
So that is the presentation. It was recorded, so you guys will get access to it. But like Ryan was saying with the split testing, that happened because I am an impatient person. And one day we're just not feeling like super hyped up to film, so it's like, let's just make new intros for previous videos that perform well. So we did specifically 5 hooks for one video, and the plan was to like, hey, maybe now we have 5 new videos that we can post like once a month. But I just decided to post them all at once because I'm not patient, and I wanted to, as I was editing the intros, I'm like, what if I just like, there's like very slight variations on like once a little faster, once a little, like he said a different word. I think the video was how to meet rich people in your local area, and one variation was how to meet rich people in your local town. So area versus town was a variable, and I just wanted to test those side by side, like current time, that month, that second, whatever the culture is moving around. And that video, when it was posted, I think one performed at like 800K, one got like 40K, 2 of them like did miserably, and the other one I don't recall. But like that was the time when we realized that split testing was a thing. Like let's post all the videos at the same time and see which one wins. And I would encourage you guys to do the same thing. Film new intros for your videos when you film, so you have the ability to split test. And go ahead.
I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm new to the game, and how do I guarantee viral? Because I never have done it before. What would you say to that?
You just gotta try different things.
The internet will tell you, right?
It will. Are you doing? Appreciate you, Josh. You're always the man. I will say for the viral thing, are you making videos for yourself, of other people, or for clients? Because I feel like you want to test with all those 3 different types of people, like people that you admire, like influencers, like let's say Mr. Beast is an example. You can edit the video for him and see how it performs on the platform. If it's clients, like maybe like a local flower shop, maybe you're testing some cool idea for like Mother's Day, and like you just come up with the ad basically, or a fun video. I remember a long time ago I did a fun Valentine's Day video at the gym. Like I was asking the barbell to marry me with a plate. That was kind of my it was just a little sketch. It didn't like go make a viral, but I had fun doing it. And then the other one would be just for yourself. Like go back to the cup formula and see like what's your what do you need a lot of work on? Like, are you confusing when you talk? Are you unbelievable, meaning that you don't prove whatever you say? Or do you tend to be more on the boring side, maybe monotone, low energy? And like nothing is, there's always room for improvement, but you just have to be very objective where you are right now. Do we split test by posting all 3 videos at the same time? Yes. And at the same time, yes. Yes. Like, so Ryan was mentioning on the presentation that there's two things that you can do. You can use all those 3 variations that you create at the same time, or if you're someone that maybe doesn't have the capacity to film 30 videos every single month that are new, you can stretch out the content by like month 1, like 1 variation, month 2, second variation, month 3, third variation. That way you can spread the content, but it's up to you as a creator, like how you want to do things. I prefer to do them all at once because I see the data like as soon as possible. If I post them over time, it's good for longevity and just consistency of posting, but I am driven by views, and that's kind of like competitively what I like to go by. So I know Ryan always talks crap to me because I'm like using the footage as fast as possible, and he's like, now we have to go film with the client again. You suck. And I'm like, I just want to have performance right away.
Right.
So how do you deal with like clients who are not really performing like up to standard?
So we have now different things that we're implementing. One of the strategies is what we're doing exactly for Ryan, which is posting multiple times a day, up to 3 times with 3 variations. If we were able to get that on the filming session, which in the last like 5 months or so, we've been able to every time get 3 hooks.
We have monthly one-on-ones too, to where we give them monthly feedback. We don't, if we post like 3 videos and they're not performing, or like let's post for a couple weeks, or let's post for the month, and then give some true like a true data and analytics like run through. And so a lot of the times too, if they didn't come correct to the filming, meaning they didn't bring the energy, they weren't either caffeinated or they didn't eat, or for whatever reason, like they didn't just show up, hair and makeup really does matter. They need to come correct, right? And so if you don't bring that, that can affect your performance too. So just, it's a mix of everything. So like for clients, I'll send them a 1-pager on what to expect for filming day, and kind of like an SOP, like the do's and don'ts, so they know how to be best prepared. So when we come, we can do their viral breakdown and we just go, right? Because the goal is to get 100 videos either in 1 day or split between 2 days. So yeah.
And I'm just gonna plug the mastermind right here, because you're kind of talking about what we provide for the clients. Like everything that Ariana just mentioned is something that we teach our people on the mastermind. And if you guys have any interest in that, just hit up Instagram, Ryan on Instagram. Just send them a DM saying that you want more details.
Viral mastermind.
Yeah. So if you're interested, what's a viral breakdown? So do you want to explain that?
Yeah. So the viral breakdown, what we do with clients is, everyone has viral potential. That doesn't mean they will go viral. So we bucket them. So for me, for example, like, okay, I do operations. That could be something that's my niche and what I sell, but I also do CrossFit, right? I like to travel. I used to be big in health and wellness back in the day, like my hippie days, but I also like yoga. I have a dog. I'm in a relationship. Like, those are all different buckets of my life. And then me, Ryan, and Luis, we just go deep in the rabbit hole. We're like, tell me more about your relationship, or what kind of dog do you have? Why did you get that dog? What's the best dog food? How often do you take him to the vet? How much does it cost to actually have a healthy dog? Or, why did you choose St. Pete? Why do you drive a Jeep? How much money do you spend with so-and-so? Or, how much money do you spend at a restaurant? Do you meal prep? So we will just get super deep in these buckets and break you down. And then based on, what we get from you, we'll generate a topic list from there, and then just start filming and we'll film all the topics with multiple different hooks. So that's why with every new client, we do a full viral breakdown at first. And it's really important because it gives us something to work from. And then I think it was about 2 filming sessions ago with client Kevin Nations. I told the guys, I said, why don't we record the viral breakdown? Because it's getting true live reactions, and it's like the first time they're hearing, like, tell me about your spouse, or, tell me about this hobby. And they're like, oh, yeah. So we're actually getting the true live reaction And we've generated between 25 to 30 videos just in the viral breakdown out of 100. If the 100 videos is the goal and we get 25 to 30, we only need, like 30 videos, or excuse me, 75 videos for the direct to platform. And then at the end we do rapid fire, the Ryan McGinn method with the interview style. So we can usually generate between 25 to 32. So we're leaving with way over 100 videos, with multiple different hooks too. So yeah, we've really streamlined the processes too. And so I'm doing the counts. We know exactly the numbers we hit. So the viral breakdown is just, it's like the root and the most important part of filming and directing. Because we can create topics. I know, Luis, you'll go stalk their Instagram and kind of like get a vibe of like, before we even do a viral breakdown, we'll come already kind of prepared and do our research on the client. But then when we do the viral breakdown, you can just go deep into rabbit holes. But I do suggest that before filming with someone. Just have a conversation first, but film that conversation. Yeah,
basically record like your life. Just record you asking them stuff. It's like a first date. You're just recording it. That's how I always see everything.
Yeah.
It's always a good idea to, like, if you're able to, go have dinner or lunch with the client the day before. Because, like, they'll be not in work mode and they'll get more personal with topics, so you can just take notes on those. And Ariana and I were talking about earlier how stalking is a really good skill set to have. And
I was like, I can find someone in 2 minutes.
Yeah, and that's something that I pride myself in being able to do, like, with the clients. Just find
information.
Like, you should just, like, if you have a new client, like, go down to the first post they ever made on Instagram, find them on Facebook, see like what they look like in high school. Like, you just want to find all this, like, history that they forgot about. Maybe they changed their name. They used to have a different business. Because that'll come up in conversations. You being like, hey, like, were you a bully in high school? Like, maybe because of the way you dressed. And like that'll probably just get a chuckle out of them. But it also warms the room.
Yeah.
And it just gives you more, you get to know them more intimately and gives you more conversation topics.
What happens when you find dirt on them? Like they did something illegal or whatever.
We want to know. Yeah,
I mean, that's always, like, we're always very upfront with clients. Not that we work with anyone illegal, but if they have bot followers, as an example, like, we want to know right away because that will affect the performance. Like, it'll skew the analytics. If, like, we haven't had the experience of working with anyone that has a bad reputation, so, but if we were to, we would want to transparently know, hey, how do you actually make money? Like, if you sell a product, are they actually getting what you're promising? But, like, we wouldn't work with those type of people because we just can't morally, like, perform for them. But what was the question initially?
You said if they did something, like, illegal or you found some...
got arrested, DUI or whatever.
I mean, if they DUI arrested, like, Ryan has been arrested. Come on.
But he shares it openly, and so people, like, learn about the stories and... it's like you humanize them, and it's like, oh, me too, or I've heard about that too, or like, oh, like someone super, that you aspire to be, and you're like, oh, you put them on a pedestal, but if you hear one of their failures, it's like, okay, well, I kind of like you more because you're willing to share some of your failures and like give feedback or advice, like, don't do this, but this happened to me.
Yeah, I mean, none of that stuff is bad. Like, like getting arrested could be like you were just in the wrong place and you were just collateral damage, or you did do something really bad.
But it's very entertaining.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, it's
good to ask people these questions because you actually get to see their character. Like, if they hide it, like I'm like Mr. or Mrs. Perfect, then you already kind of know what kind of like
they won't be that you're gonna have with the client.
They won't open up, or you just haven't built rapport. But if they're like an open book, that means that they generally have nothing to hide, and like anything that you ask them about, like, they're probably more ethical and like upfront with everything,
which gives us more to work with.
Yeah,
So,
or if it's something that you find dirt, you're like, and by there could be like past relationships that you're like, all right, I'm not gonna touch on that because I don't want to bring up some trauma that they might have. So that's just you being respectful and mindful of, like,
if they're willing to share.
Yeah, that's
if
probably,
they're not.
Yeah,
it's
like
fine.
Like past relationships, like maybe just scenarios here. Maybe they're divorced. Maybe they have kids that don't live with them, and like you know, but like they don't show them in social media. Maybe that's just something that you just don't address because it doesn't matter in the present time. So it's one of those things where you just gotta read the room, and you're there to make videos and make them look their best. So you just gotta find out what makes them cool in the moment, and ultimately what their goal is.
John has a good question. So he's new to the game. If I reach out to someone and tell them I can guarantee viral, and was asked how I can see your past results. If you haven't done it before, you probably shouldn't make the claim I can guarantee. Do you believe?
I wouldn't guarantee.
I wouldn't guarantee.
Because
make
also,
those claims.
Viral is subjective. Like, we value viral as 1 million views or more.
Someone can hit 10K and be like, I made it.
Yeah. And
We're like, no.
I would, since you don't have experience, I would rather you saying like, hey, I'm going to try my best to double the amount of views you're currently getting and help you keep growing. And
do a viral breakdown on them.
He's reaching out right now, though.
Reaching out? Yeah, just say, let me do some of your videos for free, and let me edit them.
I wouldn't even ask. I would just do them.
Just do them?
Like, if you're able to download their YouTube videos, if they're already producing YouTube videos, just download those and edit them on your own leisure. And just
send it to them?
You post them and get performance. And then you just show them, like, hey, I made an account of you, and, like, it's doing really well. Just wanted to let you know. Would you like me to, like, maybe work with you or something? Like, I've...
Proactive.
What's that?
Proactive.
Yeah, I mean...
just do it.
You just want to do free work because that's also building your own skill set and portfolio. Like, more your own skill set.
Plus, it's going to give you confidence because, like you just said, like, I don't feel confident guaranteeing it. But if you've done it, at least, like, as a passion project, just to start, I think you'll gain more confidence. It's like, okay, I've repurposed this video. I've edited it. And it did really well. Now you have more confidence when talking to potential clients.
Yeah, or if you do want to change something they already did, like maybe their videos are good, but maybe their hook is just not strong enough. What you can do is like literally switch around their hook where you think it should be, and like just send them like, hey, I love your account. I feel like you deserve more views, dude. Like, so I remade a few changes to some videos. Like, here you go, post them if you want to test them. If not, that's totally cool. But like, you give them something of value as opposed to just trying to start a conversation where like you have nothing to prove. Like, give them something. If they don't reach out or anything, then that's on them. But like, you want to be like a person that reach out that's an asset to them, and they like let you go away.
Right.
But the best hack when it comes to meeting these people is go to their live events. Like, I work with Ryan because I actually invested in the mastermind, and Ryan was like the second coach, or like half of the mastermind was Ryan, half was Jason Capital. So both of them ran the mastermind together, and I actually did what Ryan was teaching. So we filmed, we like bonded from like that professional side of like he thought stuff, and I actually did it. And I was actually asking him or showing him results from what he was teaching me, so he knew that he could trust me when it came to like editing videos because I'm already doing what he's teaching. And
he's like, you're actually implementing. We're speaking the same language.
So that's like
really important.
It's a big thing if you're gonna. But like the biggest hack is meet the person in person. Like,
just show up. Like,
I've been doing that since high school. I've just been traveling to meetups, workshops, seminars.
Well, how do you approach someone if you're meeting them in person? How do you get their attention?
The easiest thing is to actually have like implemented whatever they're teaching. Like if I was going through like a copywriting course, I'll be like, dude, I like your strategy that you taught me on like your copywriting course. Like, I got a client off of it. Like, you're freaking awesome. Like, I just have a question about this email. Like, does it look good? Or like, how's my pitch? And like, cause you wanna like people wanna hire or work with people that have experience and are actually doing things. Like, they love newbies, but they don't want to work with newbies because there's a lot of effort on them to teach you. So if you already have experience, like, it's easier for them to just pivot you and little changes that you need to tweak. Yeah. So
John has a good question because he's out of a third world country and he wants to promise like the viral videos. What would you recommend for him to do if you're like in really constrained conditions?
Constrained?
Yeah, because like he's in a third world country and probably does not have access money.
So when I was in high school, I mean, I grew up in Mexico, but I was fortunate to live in America. I was trying to figure out how to do everything for free. I could never afford like courses, or like I would go in my area and just go to meetups there, but you're in the third world country, so that's a different world. I would just try to figure out how to like go viral or get views through YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, because like they're free platforms. So it's more you just actually testing videos, like become a marketer basically of videos. Like you're not just like you have to repurpose videos for people. That's probably going to be your best leverage, because it's already talent out there. And like even if you never reach out to those people, like you're building your own skill set. It's like you're working with the best type of client that you would want. So you just got to build a skill set. Number one, reach out to people. Like if they never reply back to you, then that's cool. Like put your videos on your own pages, build accounts on the side. That's how Stefan, who used to work with us, he got to work with us because he literally got some of Ryan's videos, put them in his own account, and he got more views. And Ryan got pissed. Like, how is this little punk getting more views than me? And then a week later, he was hired. So it's one of those things where if you're able to produce performance for somebody else,
just do it.
Like people just want you to join their team. Like, don't undervalue yourself. But like, if you're new, you got to put in the reps.
Right.
And do you have any questions or anything you want to tell them? Because she doesn't realize how much comfort she's given the whole company as far as structure. Like before her, I used to not sleep. Now I can actually sleep.
Aw, thanks, Luis. Yeah, I would just say just make sure that, whenever you do decide to get serious, and you're starting to gain traction and make some money, if you don't have the ops mindset, meaning like operations, it does encompass finances, right? It encompasses your people. Can you translate your own genius and the way you do things on paper, right? Like you need to have processes to where if you're like, this takes me 3 hours to do it, and you hate doing it, write down all the steps it takes you to do it, and you might even be able to cut that down and say, well, I could fine tune this. Like, why am I doing this? I can find a better, faster, more efficient way to do this. Or, just get real with yourself and just start delegating too. Like if you don't need to do everything, to where, I feel like that's where a lot of people limit their growth, is they're not finding the right people to help them get from A to B. And the only way you're going to do that, it's like, if you're not good at operations, hire an operations director or hire someone who has operations experience. Like, how do you get your machine to run effective and efficiently while you're gone, right? It's like you should be able to be unpluggable. Because like Ryan, right, he is doing podcasts, he's traveling, but if we need to step in, we will, because we've extracted the geniuses, we have processes, and our team runs without us now.
He's from Nigeria, and now post other bank accounts for other people. Like we are right now making like themed accounts for certain topics. Like one is fitness and health account, one's a finance related one. We're probably gonna build a relationship account too. Like you can do that too, and just have a theme account and just experiment with a lot of people's content there. Like just try to go for performance on the videos, and by that I mean getting views. And if you get 1,000 views, cool. That's like on the right direction. What do you do right? Do it again. The goal is to always like keep progressing, and until like 1 million views for you is like normal. Like you don't. I don't want to say you don't get excited, but it's more like oh cool, that video performed really well.
Right. Always always be optimistic.
Yeah, because I like my perception of views is like so all over the place.
Like just like, 1 million.
Yeah.
What?
like someone will get 50K on the video, and they're like, "This is the greatest thing ever," and I'm like, we had another client that like 3 hours ago got like 500,000 in the first 3 hours. Like how are you excited for this? But
you've set goals, right? You guys have had goals when you first started. Like, okay, you started out with 10K. You're like, hey, how can we make 20? How can we get 500K? Then you hit the million. Then now 1 million's normalized. It's like we expect
it's just
1 million
data.
now.
It's everything. There's a process to it. Like all these 1 million view videos, like you can reverse engineer them, and most of the time it's like, what's the hook that was used, and like how did the video keep your attention? Like what did they do? What's it? Just the storyline was very well pieced together. They removed the boring parts from the video. Was it the pictures? Was it the zooms? Was it the people that were actually engaging, their tonality? Like, there's a lot of factors, and you don't have to go like that mega nerdy on it, like I like to. But the biggest thing is just ask yourself, like, what is keeping my attention? And pay attention to that, and like do it yourself too.
Talking to the viewers, what do you guys want to see next week? Like, what are some of the things that, you know, we could touch on next week? Have Ryan touch on specifically.
Yeah, and also how they like the stream today, and how you guys feeling being on stream?
I don't mind it. I do feel like just coming from the ops world, like all the big corporate companies, like we have a whole operations department, and then I didn't realize like how many agencies or business, entrepreneurs, like I guess in my mind I'm like, if you're not running it, who is? And they're like, well, I'm just doing everything myself. And I'm like, is it budget? Is budget saying no?
There's no budget.
But at the same time, like, if you're not able to do the things that you really need to do for the company, you're never going to grow unless you hire someone to come in and help you with that stuff. So I think that was the biggest thing too. It's just like I can't believe how badly the media space needs operations.
Yeah, go ahead, Money Kitchen. And to add to that, I feel like every business owner / entrepreneur is always operating from survival. So they're not like, if you look up Maslow's hierarchy of needs, like they're like surviving. You're on the self-actualization where you're like trying to systematize things. So you're like, oh, I put the groundwork. You don't have to
do that to yourself. Like we can make this super simple. But yeah, I'm curious to see, you know, what you guys want to hear from Ryan, and you know, we can give him some ideas to talk about next live.
So Money Kitchen is saying, is budget saying no? Gosh, it's funny that became that became a meme inside the company. And Money Kitchen is saying, I got like 4 realtors I'm filming. They're looking at each other and they're kind of mad that I'm working with other people in the same field. So they shouldn't be, because that is an opportunity for potentially all of them to collaborate together as well. Like you want to form an alliance.
Plus, you can also say like, hey, I'm sharing knowledge. So what's working with them? Hey, like I have other clients who are also realtors, you know, looking at the data whenever our videos pop up over here, maybe let's start implementing that into our next batch to where you have multiple opportunities. So I'd frame it like that. Like you almost want me to work with other people so I can give you what's working, what's not working, so you don't have to keep failing alone. You can study other people too.
Yeah, it's basically you learn what works, what doesn't, because it's all the same industry, so you got 4 shots at like, if they're literally like the same type of person filming in the, if they're all realtors and like they're all wanting to talk about selling homes, they're all gonna have different answers to everything. Like they drive different cars, so therefore they value different things. So,
I would do a viral breakdown on each realtor, because each realtor is different. They all have different personalities. I would just ask them different types of questions.
So he says that he does tell them exactly this, but they're extremely possessive and territorial. That sounds like a girl you got to break up with.
Yeah.
But I mean, if that's the case, obviously, like you don't want to say no to money.
I feel like at that point,
it's all on how you communicate with them. Because like if you're telling them exactly this and like they're not receiving it in a good,
but they're also
light,
limiting you, you know, to where if they only want you for themselves, they're not seeing and respecting your personal growth, to where they, you know, as long as you're producing for them, obviously if you're slacking for them, they're gonna be like, hey, I need you to pay more attention to me, and then that's where the possessiveness can come in. But if you're like, hey, like I'm killing it over here, like, and you're talking about your other clients, and you have wins that you want to share with them too, and they're being possessive, then that's a whole different thing of like they're limiting your growth for their own selfish.
Yeah, they're all hot girls that pay a lot. That actually.
Hot girls. Oh, that's up to you, bud.
No, he's just describing them as that.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. They might be all girls. I don't know. So I can see the territorial thing coming there. I mean, I'll ask Ryan to give you some more insight as to how to handle that on the next mastermind call.
Yeah.
But
okay.
It's one thing that I wouldn't. It's gonna keep happening because we have multiple people in the same industry. Like we work with multiple real estate guys, and two of them. Well, one's a billionaire. One is going to be a billionaire, and the other one most likely will be a billionaire in like less than 5 years. Mm-hmm. So, but they're all just buying a lot of real estate. They have different values though, ultimately. Like they talk from a whole different perspective, like different flavors.
Yeah. Cool.
Fitzy wants me to showcase content for different countries.
Oh no, I was like talking to John because John is like from Nigeria, and I think like if he would do content that is like everyday life there would be interesting to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's a great point, Fitzy.
So Nicholas is asking how to market a physical product. Does it have to be like all Billy Mays style? Like no. I would just show you using the thing. Like depending on what product it is. Like if it's like a sponge for a car, like it's just washing car tutorials as an example. Like you just want to have the tool be in the video that you're making the video about.
Right.
I think the collab rebuttal is good. They can leverage each other. I mean, that's one framework that I'm trying to have everyone implement more. It's like the people at the top, like you form an alliance with them because that always happens in like all these rappers as an example. Like they have beef with each other, but like it's a public act. Like they're doing it on purpose because in the back end they're all friends. They're just making money from the public drama. So like they're controlling the story and the narrative. So I feel like more people need to have maybe not that aggressive outlook of like manipulating people to that degree, but like they're a little monopoly if they have all the attention.
Yeah.
So they should all be helping each other just to keep going. So very power oriented, but it's more exclusivity for the people that join you. Like you're gonna help them like get better. So
cool.
Money Kitchen says he's married. He's trying to meditate.
I think he said mediate.
He tried to do collabs, and they told me to go F myself.
A rough crowd.
Well, we'll talk about that in the mastermind. But does anybody have any final questions? Because Aria has to go watch her dog, and I have to go to the gym.
The gym?
Yeah. Midnight
now?
Yeah, midnight workouts. I've been doing that the last 3 days.
Oh, he's reading the 50 Cent book.
Which one?
Josh.
Oh, he read that in the 50 Cent book. Yeah, I'm gonna say you're listening to or read The 50th Law by Robert Greene and 50 Cent. Mm-hmm. That is a fantastic book. Like very street smart oriented. And like 50 leaked his own album to create a buzz for people to be like, oh no, his album got leaked. Let's listen to it. And like he did it himself.
Very 50 Cent of him. Oh, thanks. Right back at ya.
So how are these OF girls making viral content? That's like next level genius. A lot of those good ones, I don't know how they get away with it, because it's like a fine line of like you're showing things that are violent in the terms of service. Like how is TikTok or YouTube or Instagram not like flagging that down? Meanwhile, we're producing extremely helpful videos here and not getting views. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, follow that Cub formula. It's true.
Oh yeah, hustle harder, hustle smarter. Oh yeah, he has his own book too. Yeah. I read that one. Yeah, that is a great book.
I might read that. I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, it's good.
Cool.
And it's all marketing, psychology, and sales. Yep. And I've been studying that stuff. I would add kind of hypnosis and NLP to the equation, because that it's all influence and persuasion. Mm-hmm. I've been studying that stuff since high school, so I get excited. But
cool. Well, thanks, guys.
Yeah, we'll talk to you guys next Wednesday, 9 p.m. to 11. We're gonna call the Ryan McGinn show. So if you guys keep hearing that term, like now you know what it is. It's not a YouTube
Oh,
live
it's
anymore.
finalized?
We're not finalized yet, but like we're calling it the Ryan McGinn Show.
So then if you're calling it, it's
So,
kind of finalized.
Comment below, guys.
What do you guys think?
Yeah,
Cool.
well, appreciate you guys. Talk next week. Where to learn to film videos. That's either gonna be keep checking out our lives, inquire about the mastermind. We'll give you more details because that is literally what we teach
Yeah.
like, day in day out there.
Directing is huge.
Yeah. Behind the scenes vlog, please. I think Dan right now is recording that with Ryan.
I have a question specifically, Vince. What do you specifically want to see behind the scenes? Because we've had a lot of people asking, like, hey, we want to see behind the scenes Ryan and team and everything. But, like, specifically, what do you guys want to see?
Yeah, that is a good question. Because
Yeah.
some ideas I had for him was
Travel life.
well, it's like his weird quirks while he travels. Like it's fun to see him like have long legs and be in a small seat, like not
Or
in
when
first
he
class.
doesn't, when he has when he doesn't get his what is it called, exit row
Yeah.
or first class. It's
Yeah.
when his TV doesn't work.
Or since he's tall and he's on an extra row, sometimes he stands
Yeah.
up and he has to crouch down. I don't have to do that because I'm short. Or he loves straws. Like he gets pissed if like there's a place that doesn't have bendy straws.
There's not a CrossFit gym nearby.
He's always asking for feedback when it comes to outfits. When he's gonna present on stage or is gonna do a podcast or something. At least he'll ask me because I'm usually sharing a room with him.
Yeah.
But like he's a fashion guy too, so I think he values external feedback. But like that, I think that would be cool to show and also
Like how to get ready with me.
yeah,
He
and
kind
also
of has a different type of style.
and also explain because he always asks me like, should I do like normal hair or hat? And I'm usually a hair type of person.
That's it.
It's
Story
one of the
time.
best I've read. Yeah, no, definitely everyone get that book. It is a great book. I highly recommend it as well. 3x
Yeah.
speed. Yep. Get the audio version and play it on 3x speed, 4x if you can handle that much.
Well, I don't know about that. It's like, are you really retaining at that point? You know.
So he said just that, pretty much that. Just
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes
Yeah.
storytelling. So explaining why he's doing everything. All right. Hopefully Dan will record.
Dan, he's getting some.
Like the how to make friends and how to get clients at networking events because that's something I told him to do. Like go hang out at the bar and actually show it.
Yeah. Cool.
And awesome guys.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you guys next time, and this will be up soon. Have a good night, guys.